Good evening. Welcome to Savage Thursdays. I'm Marbanya, and these are the Merry Minstrels. And I'm going to bring them in here, and they can say hi to you. So I got them turned on. Well, actually,
Ooh, you've got me turned on, Marbanya.
oh, it's been a
Oh, this has
long
gotten
time
weird.
since I heard that. I'll tell you.
I bet it has.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that or energy. Ron is older than me, but he wouldn't know. He keeps kicking out. He's got 12 or 14 kids. I don't know how many kids.
All right, okay, that's enough.
You surpassed Ski, and Ski used to be the one I give a hard time to. Anyway, welcome everybody. I digress. You're watching Savage Thursdays if you're watching us, and Tannerite. It's like Tannerite. You've heard of Tannerite. Anyway, we do welcome you if you find us on YouTube later. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Help us get rid of that ugly URL. And I can actually get a YouTube/Marbanya. That would be really cool. How you guys doing? How's your week been so far?
That's good, right, man.
Pretty good.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
Missing a couple. Oh, Brad's eating, and
And
Wicked.
he'll be joining us for too long.
I thought Donnie was here in voice.
He is.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Wicked, you there?
A while ago, so I just had my camera unmuted.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
From the South Central Command Center.
What the hell is
The
it?
creeper
I was gonna
van.
get up and find a broom, but then I got high.
Are you not familiar with that song?
No.
Oh, jeez.
No, you guys, I've lived a pretty sheltered life, I guess, because you're introducing me to weird cartoons that.
Well, it's well.
Both of these like 20 years old.
Yeah, 22 years
I think it
old.
was like
Yeah.
yeah. That's it. That song was what late '90s, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, late 90s.
And it was hip hop, and I don't think you're too into hip hop, but
Oh, that's some other.
Yeah,
it's a
that
great
song was
song.
still
You need
good.
to listen to it.
All right. Well, let's first of all start off by introducing our characters. And we got still one person who's not on here, and it would be
The fish.
the fish. The fish. Oh my gosh,
Speak of the
Grant
devil,
temporarily.
he appears.
that looks like a New England fishing trawler there behind you.
I think that's the point.
That's the down Easter Alexa.
Is do you need to recenter me or anything? Is this good? I'm at a different angle, Mark. What do you think?
Yeah, dude, I think you look professional. I wish you would wear your leprechaun
You
costume.
need a captain hat.
You got the hat still?
I do. The problem is it doesn't fit over the
Yeah.
Headphones.
Headphones, yeah.
Well, that's when you get creative with hot glue and bobby pins. Good one, Brad.
I just started to say, well, yeah, cut it in half and just glue it to the front of your head.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad.
Well,
Getting me woke
Well, I was
up.
thinking more like attach it to the headset type of thing.
I got a multi-piece headset right now that I'm not using.
Is it meant to be
What the hell is a
multi-piece?
multi-piece headset?
It's the last one that broke.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those things that it isn't supposed to come disassembled.
All right, so who remembers what happened last? Well, no, we were going to do character introductions first. So let's start with while Brad is still trying to get his character on the table. We're going to start with Roland Jarrow, who is playing Lieutenant Commander Scott Huffniner, or Huff. So Roland Jarrow, right there, who would be top right.
Two over.
Here's the story of a lovely lady.
Marsha.
Yeah. Anyway, take it away.
Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Scott Huffniner, USN, retired. Just hanging out with these guys, doing a little gaming, and had a murder mystery drop right into our laps. And trying to figure out what's real and what's not right now in this
And there goes the
crazy
cam.
world where little leprechaun dudes ride whirlwinds away, So, yeah, I'm strictly here for the muscle and the fighting.
I don't know what happened,
I don't
but
either. That's weird.
he went poof on the stream.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
your camera disappeared for a minute, and well, we'll see if it catches back up. I didn't have Brad's turned on either, and
Did you
there
hear
it
me, though?
is. There it is.
yeah.
There he is. There he is. There he is.
Well, I mean, he's coming through the regular cam just fine, but now he's back.
Look at that,
Okay.
man. We rarely get everybody that's able to be on cam at one night because we're just, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
going to
there
be a
they
good
are,
session.
man. It's going to be a good session. I can tell. So that's Commander Scott Huffniner, retired U.S. Navy SEAL. Gunther. Bradius.
Gunter is totally normal, perfectly average, not at all exceptional, slightly accented fellow from South Florida, in the Keys. I don't know if that actually maybe they don't know
South Florida.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much sure all of Florida is south, so
Yeah, the Keys. Yeah, nothing
that's
unusual.
just
Just the fishing. Oh, we get to
that.
fish. Ooh, look,
Hey,
it's a big
hey
one.
Gunter, hey Gunter, is that your
Yeah.
story and you're sticking to it?
I've got the Hawaiian shirt now.
Oh,
Thanks.
are
Thanks,
are
Drake.
you still wearing it out in public?
Appreciate that, man. Isn't
No,
it
I
the
switched
truth,
it to
though?
go undercover. I put on my hat. Remember?
I mean, you're under something at least.
Yeah. I think we determined that he has a Houston Astros hat. Yeah, the baseball.
I don't know why the Astros when you live in Florida, but whatever.
Because I don't remember.
He
It
doesn't
was
know where Houston is.
it was the closest geographically or something
Eh, I suppose.
in 1986. Main point is in 1986.
Yes. There were no Tampa Bay Rays or Florida Marlins in '86.
Yeah. Which is so weird, man, because that's where all the clubs went to spring training, and never a professional ball team there. But that brings us to our dear friend Peggy Lambert.
Howdy ho.
Well, apparently there was some sort of Florida Gators in baseball, but I think that's college.
That's college.
Yeah, that's the University of
Where
Florida.
Gatorade comes from, right?
Exactly. So cobblerologist right there. You're gonna have to make me a cobbler at Christmas and send it to me, and I'll send you one of my rum cakes. How's that?
You know, that might actually work frozen. Let's be interesting.
Actually, I'm only 5 hours from Memphis, so
Yeah, he sent me rum cakes before.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you can get
They're
one of
good.
those rum cakes, get it, man.
Yeah.
They are good.
So cobblerologist is playing our dear friend Peggy. Tell us all about Peggy Lambert.
Peggy, well, you know, she's housewife, recently widowed, street corner pharmacist extraordinaire, kleptomaniac. You know, basically she's looking for excitement in her life. She's getting bored, and she gets in trouble when she gets bored.
You know what? I should be pulling these.
They're going to base a show on her called Weeds in about 10 or 15 years.
Exactly.
Is that who that is? Let's see.
A show named what? I didn't quite hear
Weeds.
that. Weeds.
It was
Okay.
a Showtime show.
Yeah.
Nancy
I just wasn't
Botwin.
quite sure what you said. Familiar with the show. It's
Yeah,
actually pretty good.
it's a real good show, yeah.
Peggy.
Rather weird.
So Wicked's playing our I don't know if Donnie has any friends, or anybody he would call.
Not true. I like Donnie a lot.
No, yeah, but it doesn't mean he likes you.
That's not the same thing.
That's true.
Wicked,
He's
tell us
always
about
dreamed.
He probably just thinks I'm keeping tabs on
Yeah,
him.
just has
The
suspect he
the
likes better than others.
the son of a Cold War prepper. Donnie's father died. He's grown up and he's lived his life for this moment. Prepared. He's made some money in some legal but not necessarily great ways. And he's managed to buy his house, finish his dad's dream, building the bunker. And he found himself a signal hidden in some advertisements on the radio. Came out here to discover it. Hijinks ensued, some guys tracking him. Who knows? Maybe he's finally as important as he always knew he should be. He's got friends.
Yes.
He's really living it up. I mean, he's a little ashamed of his behavior last week with the running away, but he turned it around, he grabbed that branch, and he scared the guy off.
And he
Pretty sure
did
it was
show his
him.
karate skills. Don't forget that.
His karate skills.
He did. He read that book, and he's pretty sure it's helped him out.
And he's probably seen the Karate Kid, dozens of times?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Sweet
he's got
delay.
You know
a
that it actually
projector
syncs up
hooked
to
right
the
up
one.
to his,
Sorry. It syncs up to the one album.
Sid Galewind.
Oh, he's a hotshot pilot, sometimes smuggler from Florida. He brought Gunther up here for the gaming convention, and like Huff said, we kind of run into a murder mystery. So
Speaking about a murder mystery, what do you know so far?
We learned about Sam last time.
Learned about Sam.
Yeah, Sam Phillips, who was a private investigator that was working for John Manchester. We don't know exactly what for yet, though.
and we suspect that the same person that killed John Manchester also killed the limo driver who is in love with the wife who
Yes,
had
Garrett.
plans to kill him in the first place.
Yeah,
So that's
the
a weird
wife-
karma thing.
the wife and the limo driver were together, and they planned to off him. And when he went up there to off him, he was startled by Manchester coming in, and then he waited while they talked to somebody. And then when that person left, Manchester was dead. And I guess he was startled enough that he took a shot. And I don't know why you would take a shot in that situation. Because I'm a trained marksman. I don't know why you would do that. It's just a pure lack of training, pure death. Anyway,
Yeah, Huff wouldn't miss.
that's right.
So who came in the room?
There'd have been one shot and there'd have been two bodies. Well, that's up for debate still. I mean,
we
we've
do
got
have
a couple
a theory
of...
that the one woman was involved because of her perfume.
We were thinking at first that
And lipstick.
the chick from the Mousetrap, Trixie Starr,
Mm-hmm.
because we hadn't had a chance to meet up with her yet, and then we ran across Nell Thoreau, her freak-ass zombie show, and she had
we got
the
we got
cigarettes,
signs.
she had the gold-tip cigarettes, she had the violet lipstick, and she had the smell. And we took her headshot and showed it to the guy that runs the elevator. He confirmed that she was the woman that he took up to John Manchester's right before his death.
Ah.
We got a part of her handwriting there too, didn't we?
Yeah, it's
Signature?
autographed.
Yeah.
There was an
But-
incident with Donnie in pictures, though.
I don't know how, solid any of that is. Because what motive does she have?
Aliens.
Aliens. Okay.
Which
Yeah, sure, why not?
Witches.
I just watched some guy ride a tornado over the
Right?
First National Bank down the street.
Vacuum. Yeah, it was a vacuum.
Yeah, what
Hey,
the
Ghost
hell?
Pete rides a tornado.
Yeah, no shit. So I don't know. Whatever, it's aliens at this point. Sure, that's as good as anything else.
Let's see. I'm looking at just the housekeeping things at the party sheet. Looks like you guys are doing better on bennies than you would if I reset them, and I don't think anybody has used an adventure card. Am I incorrect there?
Yeah, we just
No.
reset them last game. I
You
thought.
reset them last session.
We did, and nobody used them.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Then I'm going to keep them like they are. because if I reset them, a couple of you would probably lose bennies.
Again.
Yeah. So we'll leave them like they are. Okay, at the end of the session, do you guys remember what happened?
We found out Sam Phillip was recently killed.
Well, he was
wasn't
attacked.
necessarily killed. He did stumble in there and was unconscious.
Oh, that's right. But he's like in a coma. He's likely to die.
He's in a coma, doesn't
That's
have much good chance.
That's right.
And they think that this guy whose other body that they found in the alley, who's got Goomba written all over him, is somebody that was the one that was involved with Phillips.
Yeah. The one theory that the police put forth was that he was assaulted Sam, and Sam shot him in the process before he staggered to the hospital, and he had a serpent tattooed on his left wrist.
Right, and we're talking about this cult of the serpent. The cult of the serpent that's involved with the, according to the Night Stalker, Carl Kolchak, the cult of the serpent is the crew that was responsible for the disturbance at the graveyard, at the Upton Memorial Cemetery.
Yes. And he last said, "Big meeting, tell Davidson."
Quick segue. If you click on your
Those haven't
portraits
been
at the
invented
bottom,
yet.
wrong kind of segue.
What's that, Ben? If you click on what?
If you click on your portrait at the bottom, it'll restore your previous dice color. You don't have to choose another one.
What portrait at the bottom?
Or at the top, or wherever you have your portraits for the different characters. I forgot it defaults to the top. I'll move it to the bottom.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, see, my desktop goes across 2 monitors, so my stuff's all moved around. Yeah. Okay.
That's why I was noticing the extra space at the bottom.
So you guys headed back. Where did you go after all of this happened?
One thing before that, Marb, could I ask
Yeah.
a question about what we saw?
Certainly.
Either there or at our dealings at the police station, have we noticed that any of the police officers have serpent tattoos like that?
Smarts for memory, or
Well, since we were there in the alleyway, can we do a notice to see if they have similar tattoos to the corpse that's there? For that part. And
So you're looking at the hands on all of the cops?
Yeah, everyone at the scene.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, some of them got gloves on, but they're forensics, like Playtex gloves or whatever, latex Playtex.
Playtex.
Yeah, Playtex. There's a dead guy.
Peggy's
Remember?
allergic.
Yeah, there's a dead. That's how the dead guy. That's how the corpse happened.
And that's how the corpse happened.
To quote Jeb.
Yeah. So you don't you don't see any tattoos like that on any of the cops.
Well, that's good. We hope.
Yeah. No, not on the cops.
Is there a tattoo shop in town? I feel like the 80s there's a lot less of them.
I seem to recall seeing one on the map.
They're probably more common than you think in the 80s.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
do. I recall seeing one on the map.
I mean, we were in a pretty small town though too, Venna, is what my thinking was.
I don't have the map. Can you push the city map to me? Or I don't know. It's in the notes.
There's so many pins.
Yeah.
There it is. So,
God.
There's the map for everybody. And there is a pawn shop, but I don't remember a tattoo parlor.
I'm looking around now.
Pawn shop, tattoo parlor, payday loan combo, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just like the one up the street here.
Yeah.
There's a discount center. Maybe you just get like half price tattoos.
I went in there and I got a loan to get my nipples pierced, and then I paid the guy, and now I'm just paying interest once per week for getting my nipples pierced, and I'll do that for 30 years.
Unfortunately, we can't show that on Twitch.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, if there is a tattoo place here, it is not one of the pins. At least not that I can tell.
No, I don't. I'm just looking
Okay.
through the key to New Bristol. There's not a Ted, but you know,
But
you are.
if this is
This
a
is a sub.
secret organization, it's likely that they have their own, tattoo artist with, their tattoo machines.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah.
Or that's their hideout.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
it's also possible there could be a biker bar that has a
Down at the Wharf Rat.
backroom tattoo, parlor.
Down at the Wharf Rat bar. That's where you
Dude
get
named-
sea serpent tattoos.
yeah. Exactly.
I mean, does the cult of the serpent have prison ties? That could explain the tattoos too.
That's possible.
Let's
Or
see.
they
I can look at the
recruit from
timetable
art
of
schools.
events. Remind you guys that it is Tuesday, the 4th of November, and it's currently noon. You had just finished the. Well, that's not noon because.
We're counting down for Friday, right? Because
You
Friday
guys.
is when they expect the next disturbance to happen.
And we wanted to actually see that show too, I think,
Right.
Right. That's what we wanted to do today, yeah.
at night.
You went to Ralph Manchester's funeral, and then afterwards, Sam Phillips stumbled into the emergency ward. Blah blah blah. His attempt. I'm gonna say. Yeah, I think so. I'm thinking aloud here. I'm thinking aloud.
Is there any way we can check out Sam Phillips's place?
Yeah, you can.
Or his office.
You certainly can. I need to minimize that. Come down here. Where is? Let's see if it even has a Sam Phillips location. Let me find where's the stories at. There we go.
I mean, he could be from, a bigger town nearby.
True. Could be hired and brought in from like Boston.
I mean, this guy can afford
Yep,
money.
there's
he can go
no.
hire like
Yeah,
a
they're not sure where his place is from. They're not. All you got's an ID on this guy. This is a suburb of Boston, albeit it's 30 miles outside the city, but 30 or 45 miles outside the city, but So yeah, nothing on Sam Phillips. He's not from New Bristol anyway.
Maybe a vehicle that he would have had files or notes or something in.
Gangs have crap tattoos made out of from
Ink
ashes,
pens.
and
Yeah.
guitar strings.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question, Ben?
Yes, to
Oh,
buy a
yeah.
car.
Yeah, if Sam Phillips had a car that we might be able to look into where, he may have kept notes or something if he was, out of town, maybe a hotel room.
Well, the police are out looking for his car right now, and they think, well, it's got to be close by, He stumbles into the hospital, and a couple blocks away, they find a dead guy. But, whose car is whose? There's cars parked everywhere. They're not sure, so right now they're trying to find answers to that.
We can ask our buddy at the Bristol Arms if this guy's staying there. He would give us that info if he knew
Sure.
it.
So it's got to be at least 2 o'clock, a couple hours after the funeral. I'm going to say 3 p.m. And you guys got your tickets to the Mousetrap. All right. Got to get into the mood.
Be right back.
Sounds like some good murder music.
No, and that damn interdimensional horse pee. Then it suddenly went rock. Okay.
So, what do we do now? I could not remember if you had a plan. We should have a plan if we did not have a plan.
We did have a plan. Let me scroll up in my notes.
Yes,
No, we
it's
made an
dramatically
itinerary.
distant thing.
Alright, after breakfast, heading to the funeral, which we did. Nothing happened. We bought tickets. We went to the newspaper and we
Yep.
talked to several folks.
Oh yeah, the
And then
editor's got 2 broken legs, I believe.
something like that, yeah. And then we were going to speak with the detective, which I think we kind of did inadvertently when we stumbled upon this.
Yeah. Do we know a Davidson?
Yeah, Detective Davidson, Bob Davidson.
Bob Davis,
Oh.
police chief, isn't he?
He's the
I'm
detective
dull.
that's
I forgot he
working
had a-
with you
I'm
guys.
dull.
I forgot he had a last name. I just thought he was Officer Bob.
Sure he's not Guardian Bob?
Too dramatic. Let's see. That's gonna be true.
I wonder if this is one of those serial murderers.
Here we go. Activity music. Let's see what this sounds like.
Yeah, the whirlwind riding kind.
Yeah, the big vacuum.
Okay.
So, witches. It's all agreed?
Witches. Witches.
Well, yeah, bitches do ride the broomsticks. Maybe they upgraded to vacuums.
I mean, I've heard crazier things,
Perfect sense.
especially from you, Fish.
No, but these ones got voodoo now. See the pictures? Like super witches.
Oh.
Even voodoo practitioners are still technically witches.
We could always go speak with the criminal men. Because they seem to be active a lot.
All right. So you guys have been on the scene of this crime. Where are you going now? Let's see. Where is that at? First of all, the hospital is.
Wasn't it down here somewhere?
Yep.
We went down there with
76.
Bob Davidson, right?
76.
Oh yeah, we followed him. We followed him to the alley up here, I think, right? Or no, over here.
Yeah. Good enough.
What's the building 100?
Sweetheart.
Building 100 is the Masonic Lodge.
Donnie, where are you? What do you know about these Masons? Is that right over next to where the corpse is?
They're all over the place up here. There's one of them lodges in every town. And man, I've heard some things they've been up to, but they're not as bad as the Loyal Order of the Moose. Those guys. And my dad tried to get me. You should see what they do in there.
What's the one the club that gives speeches? They just give speeches. The I don't know.
Oh, they are, in fact, all over the place up here.
Rotary Club?
Not the Rotary Club. No.
The bait club?
The Masons, the Moose, and the Elk.
The Masons, the Moose, and the Elk.
What about the Eagles?
There's a secret war going on.
What is the difference between a moose and an elk? Aren't they both just a big pointy deer?
I understand it. The elk is more of a man's club. The moose is more of a family thing.
This is true. My grandparents formed the moose.
Well, to answer
My
your question,
grandfather was both. My dad, I think, is still in the elks.
to answer your question, Brad, the difference is one has pointy antlers, the other one has fan-like, flat-ish antlers.
Oh. That was Fish's question, not mine.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I was answering it for Fish.
Yeah, that's good to know. So, do you think that it's some sort of moose that has done this? I would think that they would be noticed when they walk downtown with their big antlers.
Perhaps a moose and squirrel combo.
Oh.
So, all right, where are you walking back to? Or where are you walking to? Where are you going?
Well, we were going to speak to Bob about,
Do you know
forget what
where
at
you're
the moment.
going to?
I think we had to have spoken with
but
Bob,
we,
didn't
we yeah, but we already kind of spoke with him, and so
All right, well, what was on your itinerary?
well, I think next would, I guess, be the show tonight. The ones we bought tickets for.
Okay.
5 o'clock somewhere.
we could go back to the hotel and ask about if our friends there can find out anything about where this Phillips man, if he's staying in town.
You guys are walking back about 3:30 or so. You hear these squealing tires down the road coming your direction. It's like this big
I'll
limousine.
be ready.
A big limousine.
Oh. Somebody is compensating for something.
Perhaps it's Mrs. Manchester attempting to drive herself since the limo driver's dead.
Give me a notice
I'm gonna
roll.
be on my guard.
Notice. I think I see it. Oh fuck yeah, I see it.
What is it? Sid, you are very, very staring and attentive.
It's drawing closer and closer to you, and as it gets up close to you, we're gonna go. Yeah, let's do it this way. I'll theater their minds so you guys they can see your rolls there. Sid, you notice it. You notice the driver's side window coming down. Okay, so you're walking down the sidewalk toward oncoming traffic. Okay, this thing's coming up behind you. So you turn around and you look, and we're theater of the mind. We're going to be in theater of the mind here. So you notice, Sid, you notice the rear window on the driver's side starts to roll down.
Guys, I think
We're gonna ready it in action to duck or run.
And
take cover.
Like does it look threatening?
Gunther, you notice what you notice is there's that gray man in the front seat on the passenger side. There's another guy driving. Definitely looks like a Goomba, maybe.
Watch out, Ivan.
And about that time,
Yeah. Cover. Take cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit the deck. Take cover.
so you guys.
Yeah, jump behind me in cars parked or whatever there is there.
So we got the combat tracker to go off of. And we start with Sid Galewind, who's got an ace. What are you going to do? You're going to drop, take some cover?
Yeah, I'm assuming there's some cars parked along the street and whatnot.
Sure, let's see here. Give me you're
Mailbox.
not schooled in survival. Give me a
Unskilled.
unskilled check real quick. Go for go.
Yay for D4.
Yay for you. You turn around and you see like a couple of newspaper magazine dispenser stands. Yeah, the kind you put a quarter in and open the door and take a newspaper.
Oh, okay,
out.
those. Okay,
Right.
like I gotcha.
Right, and they're sitting right up next to like this tree and some bushes, and you kind of dive behind there. So
If you
can
I
dump.
can add prone to me. Yeah.
Put prone on you, and then I
Gotta
also
find
want you to put some cover. Let's see, some light cover, because definitely,
Let's see.
yep.
Hold on. I didn't see prone as an option. I'm confused. Candle, lamp, lantern. Distracted, vulnerable, entangled, bound, stunned, the drop.
Oh,
Oh,
It is
there's
on the
prone.
right.
There's prone. Yeah, okay.
I think because it's like a combination effect.
And you said cover.
yeah, light cover.
Light cover.
Yeah, I like it when the players handle their own effects, because.
Unfortunately, we can't remove them in Suede.
Oh, you can't? Well, then it doesn't matter. I could have drugged that on you. Yeah.
It still helps you,
Boy,
move
I
on.
wish you guys would. If anybody ever, Doug Davidson, I know you watch all of our streams eventually. So please, 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 give us the ability to remove our own effects in Savage Worlds. Gunther, the fish, you're up next. Car bearing down on you.
Could I also take some cover?
I want Gunther to give me a survival roll.
Well, since we're in town, can I do something more urban? Can I use my thievery skills to find somewhere no one would see me? Or my athletic skills to jump behind a car?
You can use your athletic skills. I'd give you your athletics urban skills. Yeah.
Roll high enough, and you might be able to parkour up a
Yeah, no
fire
parkour
escape.
here, but
That's Peggy's specialty.
yeah, you kind of there's like this real narrow, just about shoulder wide walkway between these two buildings, and you just kind of jump back between there real quick. So you can add medium cover to yourself, because you got brick buildings around you, and they'd have to be like lined up. There's maybe a 25-degree field of view between you and the street now. Unfortunately, you can't really see them very well.
I am, however, going to pull my, jacket aside and move my hand towards a gun just in case.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw it, but I'm being prepared here.
All right, let's see what happens here. As the characters are walking down the street, they suddenly hear the squeal of tires. Large black limousine rounds the corner. 3 men and that strange figure in gray are riding in a limo. Back window of the car is open. Gun barrel suddenly pokes through, and bullets spray the road near the characters. This is a classic gangster hit.
Where did we piss off at the chair again?
We're probably looking into a murder that they perhaps organized.
Or want to leave clothes?
All right, so he's got a.
Or they didn't like the tip we left at the club the other day.
We're asking too many questions, basically.
It's the tip.
It's the gabagool.
I'm looking
It's
here.
Scoopski Potato?
Okay, so this is this guy. All right. Well, he's got that, and he is going to select
Rat-a-tat-tat.
some characters here.
Like, does he have like an old school Tommy gun?
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
I say
Donnie?
yes.
It happens to be
Ooh.
Donnie.
All the McRibs would give him bulletproofness, right?
Imagine Donnie's just like, as he
Oh,
slowly points at the car coming in.
hit, miss. Donnie's like, he catches a couple of bullets.
Great, there goes the medic.
Oh, Great.
Well, we did say, hit the deck, take cover.
I want to make sure those
So-
did hit because this is ranged. Donnie,
It's
what's
probably
your?
also an unstable platform.
It is, but he had a -2 on his to hit. See that?
the
Yeah, for
Recoil.
recoil.
Well, it didn't put the -2 in there, did it? Well, those would all be
Yeah, it did.
misses.
It put the recoil in.
It put the recoil,
Yeah.
but it didn't add my -2 modifier to it.
For an
Machine.
unstable platform.
Yeah, Jarrett Gang Hitman shooting machine gun medium recoil 2 3 rolls. Shooting machine gun recoil -2 1 -2. Huh. It didn't take into account the
That's odd.
-2. But anyway, that means that all 3 of them miss, and these bullets spray all around Donnie, and he's just like dancing in circles with his arms up over his head. He doesn't know what to do. Lieutenant
Could
Commander
later make a movie about him dodging these bullets.
Huffniner.
We'll call it Matrix.
Change a few
I'm
details.
going to dive for cover.
He named it after his dot matrix printer.
All right, survival roll, sir.
Brad.
I'd rather use athletics.
Athletics. All right, you see, there's like a small tour bus parked a couple of parking places away. Just give me an athletics roll, see if you can get to it. That's a success. So you can put light cover on yourself.
No, I can't.
No, you can't, because I can put it on there.
You could go no you to the guy in charge of the game.
Light cover on Scott Huffniner.
Did you just play an Uno reverse card on him?
No, you.
No, you do it. No, you do it. All right, so Huff's got light cover on him.
Alright, that's like probably all I can do. Well, can I draw my weapon?
Yes.
Alright, I'll draw my weapon. Be ready for
Okay.
next round.
All right, Peggy.
All right. I don't suppose stealth will help me here at all.
Middle of the daytime, standing in the street, broad daylight. Why did the music quit, I wonder?
Brad, the background is being weird, but I kind of see the leprechaun hat.
He keeps trying to remove it.
Yes, I see it now.
If I wear it sideways, it fits on my head, kind of.
The leprechaun is back. Faith in Bagada.
There we go. There's some Hitman
Eh.
music for you.
Yeah.
I can see
That
Jason
sounds like
Statham diving in behind the fucking the newspaper booth.
I was going to ask, is the driver like blaring Metallica in the car?
Yeah. All right, Peggy, what are you doing?
Oh, she's gonna draw her spoon for one, before anything else.
Okay.
That thing's gonna be enchanted by the time this is over with.
Yeah, because spoons beat guns, right?
Taking her chin and spoon.
And yeah, she's gonna try and duck for cover.
All right, so you could give me a survival or athletics roll to see if you can get someplace.
All right.
Yay for wild die.
Okay, you get some medium cover on you. Is that it?
Yeah, that'll be the end of that turn.
All right, this guy's gonna have to make a. Let's see, he's got. What's with a lag? Where'd my 10-sider go?
I ate it.
Table's lagged up. 2, 1, 2. Oh, Huff.
Ugh.
Ooh. Let me look at your.
That's not good.
Let's see. Your Toughness is an 8 plus 2, and 2 from armor. That's a hit.
Well, that'll be
It's
great.
not a hit with a raise.
Oh,
Do I get-
well, does he have unstable platform?
Yeah.
He does -2. That's not a hit.
No, it'll
Yes.
be a 6 for a hit.
Yep.
Yeah, because the target is 4 for ranged.
Yeah.
And unless you have like dodge, but that more like acts like cover.
Wait a second. So,
Yeah, I think you can't.
Oh,
can't
you're
dodge
right,
any-
because a 6 would still
okay.
hit them.
So the 6 would still hit, but it's still a hit.
Okay.
It's still a hit. Yep. All right. Well, what's the dude do? He armor piercing 1. Boom! He gets winged on the side of the shoulder, and you guys see Huffniner sit down here and go fuck real loud or something. I don't know. He's just shooken. He's shaking though.
Shooken?
He's shooken. He's
Oh,
shooken.
Is there a way to soak any of that, or
You don't need
You
to.
can't soak.
You can't soak shaken. You can use a Benny at any time and remove it if you want to. But typically,
But at,
You
at
get a
the
free
beginning
roll
of your
on your
turn,
turn, though, too.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Generally, it's worth waiting around to your turn.
your
Yeah.
first roll, because
And
it's based off your vigor. You've got a D8 for vigor, so
You should pass it easily.
okay?
No,
Like I said,
uh,
we've had an
again-
excess of bennies the last few games. We
is
have to
shaken
use
vigor?
too.
I thought shaken was spirit.
Taking his spirit.
Yeah.
oh, it is spirit, yeah. But he still
No,
gets a roll,
I'm screwed.
so you get a 25%
Right.
chance to unshake, plus exploding die, and I don't know how to figure those odds. So
And if that doesn't work, I can Benny it away.
this guy,
And if you get shot
is-
again and you get hurt and you soak the damage, you can also potentially remove the shaken from the soaking.
Yeah, this is the one that sounded like a Mega Man music.
the driver of the car whips. You see the car kind of, how them great big long limos rock back and forth, and the car rocks over onto its side as he whips the steering wheel towards you guys, towards the sidewalk.
See the guy in the back playing slap bass.
Yeah, Donnie.
It came a little early.
42 months in a row. Man, we've been at this for
No,
a few years.
39-month streak, actually.
It says 42 months in a row on. I use
Yeah, I know
chat.
that's what
30
that
months.
says. But
30
the-
month
the
streak.
thing
You must
above
have
it-
missed a month there.
Yeah, I missed a month or two somewhere in there.
Donnie
I think
Donovan.
it may have been
or
weren't
Donnie.
playing or something. I was using my Amazon Prime
Ah,
thing.
gotcha. Thank you, Benno, very much. Benno, Brad, you guys. Donnie Boone.
He's going to reach for his sidearm like his training had told him. It's not there. And then he's just going to squeal, turn around, and drop into a
The fetal position?
fetal position on the ground.
Oh, this is one of those strange karate moves.
So you're just gonna. Well, that gives you cover +4. Hell, pro's better than just cover. Let me put that on Don. Oh, he's already got it.
He's
Cool.
helping us out here.
Donnie's up
The big difference is
Wow.
with the
weighting.
Joker. This car is almost even with you guys.
I'm going to go ahead and pull.
And it's
What
like,
was that?
I don't know.
I think you said something about
I said I'm going to go ahead
blindfold.
and hold my action for them.
You're gonna hold your
Okay.
action, okay? This is the one with the Glock. Let's see if he. I'm gonna clear that target. Oh, that would be Sid Galewind.
I don't know if my prone and my light cover technically stack.
That's a miss.
Apparently they do.
Guy
I'll take it.
has to give me. Oh shit! You hear a boom as one of the tires blows out on this car, and all of a sudden he's shaking back and forth like this because he rolled a 1 on his driving die.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna spend a penny on him. Gunther.
All right. Can I see the guy with the machine gun? Is he on this
Yeah, he's
side?
like hanging out. He's hanging out the driver's window.
If I were to try
So,
to
let's
shoot
see.
this man, would there be a penalty?
Yes. Because of the speed of the car, the hitman has a -4 modifier because of unstable, or -2 for unstable platform. If the characters shoot back, they are at -4 because of the speed plus the hard cover the car gives its occupant.
But he's sticking his head out, so he wouldn't have. Or if I do a targeted headshot, would it just be that penalty?
You can. Well, you're still going to take the moving car penalty. So.
Because it is harder to hit a moving target.
I mean, yeah. I mean, this thing's flying. It's doing 40 miles an hour, and now it's out of control and it's weaving back and
That's
forth.
true.
And this guy's, all you can see is from about his shoulders to the top of his head, and he's got his head in this gun stick, and it's not like he's riding, sitting in the window or anything. He's just.
All right. So if I were to try to shoot him in the head, would it be -6 total?
-8.
-8.
Let's see. I also want to give you the rest of this. Now you could shoot at the car if you wanted to. You could try to shoot the driver if you wanted to. The car is only a -2, and the driver or the two guys in the back, one of them is leaning over the top of the car from the passenger side with a 9mm. He's the one that shot Huffniner. And on the driver's side is the guy with you can see about here up on him. So you got a couple of targets, but you can pick any. Now the gray man, he's just sitting there, and all you can see is just like this monochrome image.
What kind of penalty would it be to shoot at a tire? Specifically, one
called
like
shot -6, -2 plus the -4 for called shot, or -2 for called shot, except for heads -2. I'm gonna say it's
got a bunch of bennies.
-6. It's got one flat tire.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to shoot at another one to see if I can get him to completely lose control and
Crash.
yeah, or flip the
Flip
vehicle or
that
something.
bitch.
Yeah.
-6.
Donk that bot.
I'm gonna try one benny because I have so many.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was worse. Yeah, that was worse. Negatives.
Well,
As you fire your gun off and the bullets come ripping out of this limo, you can hear people around you. You're not really, you're too tied up in what's going on to see but there's some like just citizens around.
Well, they're probably already running at the moment because of the previous gunshots.
I'm sure they're screaming. And...
all right. Well, that didn't work, so I'm gonna try to duck back in and hope they crash real soon and we can run over there and have a word with them.
Peggy.
So the stuff in our inventory that's not equipped or carried, where is it?
In your room?
In the room.
Ah, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that's where my Glock is. That's why I got the spoon.
Does she have like a great big purse with like long knitting needles in it and stuff?
Barney bag.
I mean, she's got her switchblade too.
Well,
But as far as ranged weapons, yeah, her Glock's not with her.
Now, what are you talking about? You could technically throw the switchblade.
At the car? I guess
Oh,
so.
shot.
Hmm, that's true.
I mean, I
You know what?
mean
Screw it.
the car,
Stick
but
the driver right in the ear.
I'm thinking a tire.
You're gonna try to throw your switchblade?
it's likely
Oh.
to ruin the switchblade. Just like
I'm not risking the spoon like that. I mean, Peggy has no range capability at the moment. Actually, so she's under cover right now, right? Because she took cover.
Yeah, she's got medium cover.
She tries to draw her camera.
She tries to get her
Ooh.
camera out real quick. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll easily let you get your camera out.
Okay,
If you're trying to get a hold of something, you reach in your purse
Yeah.
and grab it.
gotcha. Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and get a picture of the scene, license plate, anything like that, any faces, anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Very good. I'm going to say you're able to get your hand, you dig through your purse and you find your camera, you pull it out this round. Okay. So, but the car's
Okay.
like right even with you.
Gotcha.
But at least you got it in your hands.
Works
All
for me.
right. Sid Galewind.
well, I think I'm going to pull my Colt out and attempt to shoot. Which tire blew? Do we know?
Must be one on the other side.
Okay. So I will attempt to shoot the front one out if it's passing by me. So you said a -6.
Yep.
Oh, I couldn't have kept going. Want a Benny.
Yeah, we got plenty of.
Oh,
There you
Well,
go.
I'll die.
Oh,
Oh,
You know, with that,
It
I'll
was
say you
better,
hit the
see?
car, but nothing, boom, you put a bullet hole in the car. It looks like it right through the fender. You almost hit it.
Maybe knocked out a tail light.
this music is hilarious.
Just makes you want to move, don't it?
Uh-oh, you remain shaken.
Now you
Now
can,
you can use,
yeah, you can
Now you can use
drop the Benny over on the shaken on the combat tracker. It'll remove it for you.
or right click.
Does it automatically roll?
Or,
No,
well,
okay,
or
it's
right
automatically
click your
roll then.
Benny and say use to remove.
It doesn't.
No, I'm
doesn't-
just reading in the chat there that it automatically rolls.
It did.
Yes, it automatically rolled the spirit roll. for
you
your
don't have to
shaken.
roll again to remove it if you spend a penny.
Yeah, if you spend a Benny, you just take it off.
Right, you can right click on the bennies and just go to unshake.
No, you can't. I
Really?
can't.
Can't? You could at
Nope.
one point.
at
Oh,
one
they
point.
changed it.
Okay, drag it over the combat tracker and drop it where it says shake.
I know you can drag and drop it on the shaken on your character sheet.
Or that.
Is that the like where it looks like a PAL thing?
Yeah,
Anywhere
yeah.
where it says shaken with
There
the
you go.
pout, there you go.
Okay. Can I had my weapon out. Can I take a shot at this car?
You can.
Can I take a shot at the driver?
At the driver. I want to look at your. Let's look at your edges. Soldier, steady hands. Ignore unstable platform. Ignore. So I'm gonna take the -2 off for hitting the car, but you still got a -4 for called shot trying to hit the driver. So put a -4.
Well, wait, what? That's the character I'm attacking.
Yes.
It's not a called shot. I'm not like saying I'm trying to shoot him in the head. I'm just shooting at the driver.
Right. But there's
But
still
at this point, he's like part of a car in this case.
yeah.
since they're
There's
moving.
there's a car around him, and just like everybody else, any of the people inside are -4 to hit, plus the movement's minus another 2. That's -6.
Okay, I got
total.
that.
You can ignore the unstable platform and stuff, so that takes a -2 away. It's still
Okay.
-4 to hit.
Okay, for the hard cover of the car, I got
Yeah,
that.
hard cover the car, and the guy, ducking down as you kind of pop around the corner with your gun up.
Okay, I thought you were trying to apply it to me for a called shot. on the
So
driver.
the driver
that's not what it
is
is. I don't see him on the combat tracker, but I do see the woman's name.
Yeah, the one that's just Jarrett Gangster on the combat tracker. There's Jarrett Gangster 50, Jarrett Gangster, and Jarrett
Yeah, he's in
Gangster.
the same
I got
group
him. I got him.
Yeah, he's the one with no number. He's the driver.
Okay. How do I target him?
You just drag the
Just
dice over onto.
Okay. I got you. So I just drag my attack dice onto him?
right.
Right.
It'll automatically target him at that point too.
Okay.
Minus the 4 is a 3 is a miss. You can spin a Benny.
Yes, I will spend a minute.
Okay. Don't forget to put minus 4 in the modifier
Are
box.
you the one who's got the Elons? I feel like someone had that.
Someone
That's
had
me,
Elon.
Peggy.
That's
Peggy's
Peggy.
alien.
See, Elon, anytime you've got Elon or Elon, and anytime you use a Benny, you get to add plus 2 to the dice roll if you got that.
Alright, how do I get rid of this Benny?
Just drag it on.
It says only when re-rolling.
All right. First of all, I think you rolled the wrong shooting roll. Go to your combat tab.
Yep.
Right, okay. Yeah, I should have rolled with one by the Desert Eagle.
But you can drag and drop the Benny on top of your D8 next to your gun there.
Okay.
Yeah, see, you didn't get the. Did it roll a wild? Yeah, it did roll a wild die for 2. Okay, still a miss.
Yeah, you might want to adjust your ammo appropriately, since you didn't use it originally.
But you're not messing around with firearms, are you?
No, sir.
No, but he's probably only got one with him. The other ones
Stop
are
it,
stashed
Connor.
in Jenny somewhere. The hunting rifle.
Yeah, that's in the back rack of Jenny. Alright, no, so that's it for me then.
Alright, so let me go down through here and see. Limousine armor does nothing. The headman. Donnie
Did we
again.
suddenly arrive at a hoedown?
Donnie, you hear bullets flying off the. You're still holding your. You're holding your action.
I think you're gonna say he's holding his ass.
He's probably doing that too.
This guy's got you targeted though. He's spraying bullets around you.
Safer where I am than moving. Well,
Yeah, probably. So let's see. You've already got prone on you, and he is. Now I've got -2 in a modifier.
Oh. There he goes, put in -2 in.
Okay, 1 misses, 3 misses. 1 does hit though. Did it recoil 2? And then there's the -2. Okay, so the 11 is a hit with a raise.
Is it the unstable that's giving him the -2 on the attack?
Yes. But he also has some edges.
Oh, it won't let me. I'm trying to add it to him, but it won't let me because it's not my turn. There's an unstable effect.
Yeah, I could have just put the -2 in there. Let's say damage on Donnie. Just shaking.
Stick it. I think that it hit him in the McRib.
So it one of these bullets like hits the ground right in front of your face, and it sprays little chunks of flint and dirt and shit into your face, and you're like, fuck. Now you're still on hold. Before we roll or before we deal cards again, you want to try
they're
to.
still moving, right? Like they're still driving by.
They're still driving by. Yep.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You're cutting in and out.
You're cutting out. We could.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to take my action.
Okay. automatically unshook you. So let me put shaking back on. You're gonna probably spend a Benny to remove that. Okay. Dump your Benny out there. Shaking's off. What would you like to do?
Shouldn't my spirit have gotten rid of it?
No, it was when I moved the combat tracker turn back to you. But your turn had already passed. Would you still get a vigor roll if you were on hold?
Spirit
I
roll.
assume so,
spirit roll?
'cause I assumed you'd take it then, but I don't know.
Well, I would think not, because the start of your turn technically already happened, because
Right.
it happens and then you go on hold.
Yeah,
and
unless
since
you were
weren't
holding
taking
to
that
the
time-
start of the next round.
Just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think it's... Anyway, but take yourself off a hold. Go ahead. What action are you going to try to take here?
Oh, he's gonna get up and start jogging in the opposite direction where it came
He takes off running the way the car
from.
came
He's gonna
from.
get himself out of the line of fire.
Donnie Boo.
All right, 2
Air
of your
quotes on the
pace
right.
is taken by standing up, which, let's see, what is that? You've got a pace of 6,
So you can move 9.
so you can move 9 total. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to put you behind the car, although it'd be difficult for the guy on the driver's side with a machine gun to get around to you. But the guy that's actually sitting on the window and leaning and shooting with the Glock over the top of the car, he could easily pivot back from here, but I know where you're at. All right, so now I'll move it back to Jarrett, gang member. Anything else, Donnie, before we move on?
No, that should be.
Okay. He so bravely
Nice.
ran away.
We have
Sid
so many bennies.
and
Brave
Gunther.
Sir Robin.
God, teamwork. Teamwork makes the gangsters dead.
Alright, let's try to take another shot at the tire. I'm assuming it's at least a little ahead of me by now. Is that correct?
Yep, the car is now about 30 feet in front of you.
Alright, so still a -6.
To hit any targeted individual
Tire.
or a tire.
The tire.
Yeah.
Well, just got one, so I'll use a
I
Benny.
didn't
You just
see
got
it.
2.
Whoops. I forgot the
Go
-6.
D4, go D.
It
It
would've
doesn't
been a-
matter. That's
So
still
it's
a raise.
-4.
So hit your raise button down there because it doesn't really have it as a.
I'll take 14.
Yeah. So boom, you blow out another tire and the car starts fishtailing, like whipping back and forth. Well, let's see what happens when the driver gets his turn.
I feel he would take an immediate driving roll at like a negative.
Can you
Out
do
of control
immediate
roll?
rolls like that?
I think so, because it affects the vehicle itself.
Oh, well, we could
It'd be just like
do it
making
this
a
way,
saving
Ron.
throw.
This. No. I thought that would prompt you to do an out of control roll.
Oh shit. I gave him a D10 for a driving die. And I gave him -4.
Ouch. Ouch.
Did he
Oh,
just
Roll a
crit
d6.
fail?
Roll a d6 to see if he completely crit fails.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
he does.
the car lurches to the side and then starts rolling 1, 2, 3 times. Comes back up on its wheels, boom, and slides sideways and turns around to where it's facing you guys. Now I want to see if... Let's take the guy that's hanging out the top.
He probably got thrown immediately. as
Yeah,
soon
Yeah.
he's
as
probably
it
not there
started.
anymore.
He could have been
If he's
crushed.
not cut in half.
Yeah. Soup.
Depends on which side rolled. If it rolled to the driver's side or if it rolled to the passenger side.
I feel the passenger
Front to
side.
back.
Yep, he comes out of the car and You know, I think I'm gonna have to do it to him.
To be honest, I feel that this car accident would probably kill anybody in a normal vehicle,
Except maybe
especially
the
the
gray man.
guy hanging out the top.
Yeah. In your
Scott,
head.
you've got a sneaky suspicion, Huff, that
Yeah.
looking at you got a good look at these gunmen. The one hanging over the top looks like some kind of just a Goomba. The one with the Tommy gun stuck out the window
Yeah.
though, just something about his hair, the way he's holding his weapon and stuff. You're like, yeah, this military dude. But he is going. So he's not hanging out.
This is the guy with the machine gun, not the guy with the Glock.
So we'll give him this then. Unfortunately.
The one who looks like military, that's the one that was with the machine gun, not the Glock, right?
Yeah, the
Correct.
one with the machine gun.
At the very least, had military training. Oh,
Sitting
now
behind the driver.
Now it prompts a vehicle maneuvering
it actually
roll.
popped up. I just didn't see it.
Ah,
I already called it. It rolled. That because just the way your dice exploded. I'm like, yes, big shit.
Yeah, it's
This guy is.
That was the guy with the Glock that was out on
Nope.
the other side.
That was the hitman. That was the guy with the machine gun. The guy with the Glock is like, he's like.
That's the one that
he's
got
road
flipped. That was
pudding
Gangster
right now.
50.
Yeah.
road.
Yeah, the
He's
injury
over
is
there,
permanent.
And
The
over there,
victim is
and over
bleeding out.
there.
Yeah, I'd say having your head cut off is pretty permanent.
Yeah, the dude that had the machine gun is still inside the car. You don't really know what's going on with him. The driver.
You cut out Marb.
The driver, I'm rolling to see if he
Okay.
stays in the car.
At the very least, he has concussion,
But he
probably
is
a broken arm,
incapacitated.
leg.
All right, the car's sitting there, smoking, knocking. It's up against this building, and it's still engaged, and the back tires are trying to turn. You know, but they're the two back tires are both flat.
Can I pop into a nearby business or whatever and ask him to call an ambulance, police, sort of thing?
Sure. You pop into a nearby business, and these
Gun in
people are
hand.
scared to death of you, and they freak and they dive. Oh my god! And as you're looking
Put my gun away.
around,
Put
there's
my gun away.
people everywhere. And what do you say to them?
It's like, calm down. I'm not violent. I promise. It was in self-defense.
You
Just
still
call
got a car.
police and
Limo.
ambulance.
I saw you shoot those men. I saw you shoot those men. These people,
They shot
they're
first.
hiding. They're hiding behind it's a little candy shop, and you know, this little old man's just hiding down behind the counter. Got his hands over his head like this.
just grab his phone. He's not gonna do anything.
There's a phone sitting there you walk around behind the counter, pick up the phone.
Yes. Call the police, ambulance, or 911 if it exists in this area.
Well, he happens to have one of those things that comes out in the yellow pages. Used to come out in the yellow pages. For you kids that don't know what yellow pages are, they were listing phone numbers for businesses. But yeah, it's like a magnet stuck to the, or a sticker that's got, for emergencies, here's the hospital number, here's the, it's an advertisement thing. And he's got one stuck here, and you're like, police department. So you dial with his old rotary phone. You kids know what a rotary phone is? Look that one up. Yeah.
I know what it is.
And you get the cops called, but they're like, we're already responding. Who is this?
The one they shot at, or one of the ones they shot at.
And you can hear
But,
sirens in the
they
distance.
wrecked.
Sirens in the distance.
Yeah, they wrecked, and they're in need of an ambulance. I don't know if they survived.
Well, I don't know. We'll have to find out here in about 10 minutes because we're going to take a break.
Yes, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
I need something to eat.
We'll be back here in about 10 minutes. You guys stick around, grab something to eat, do what you need to, and come back and join us for the second half of Session 5. We'll be right back. are. And I'm going to bring the players in here. There's the gang. They're coming back one at a time. Awesome. All right, time to kill that music because we really don't need that anymore.
Do you still have to restart Sirenscape?
No.
Sirenscape?
No. All those issues disappeared with the new web client. The limo is about half a block away from you down the street. It's on its wheels. All the glass is busted out of it. You see one dude about halfway to the limo from you. Him and his, looks like he was carrying a Glock. The Glock's laying in the street too.
Because while Sid's going and calling, I wanted to get closer and take a look, see if anyone's there conscious.
I'll come too if I can loot the Glock first.
You guys have about 30 seconds before the cops get here. So tell me what you're doing in 30 seconds. Peggy runs over, grabs a Glock, shoves it down in her purse.
Yeah.
And
That's been hidden.
you look about 10, 15 feet away from the Glock, and here's this dude just freaking mashed, man. I mean, it's he's like, he looks like
He's not going to use it.
Yeah. He'll never use it again. And
Is Tommy Gun guy conscious, and is that gray man still in the
I don't
front
know. Are
seat?
you gonna go down to the car and find out?
As soon as I see that it stops, I'm running over there.
Yeah, me as well.
Who did we lose?
Yeah, that's one.
Must have been wicked.
Yeah.
There he is.
He's back.
Hey.
Now remember, your characters have no idea whether the people in the car are dead or not.
That's why I have to run over and check.
Or if
Okay.
they're even people.
I'm running. I've got my weapon drawn, and I'm running over.
Yeah, I'm
Gun out
gonna
in front of me,
immediately
gun
go
with
over
both
there.
hands, looking down.
All right, so you're out from behind the cover. You had already kind of ran that direction anyway, so you're closer to the limo than anybody else. Everybody else, Huff, you are. So you run out from behind there. You got your gun drawn. You running up on them like
Like a cop running
Yeah.
up on a criminal.
military thing. All
Yep.
right, so you got your gun in front of you, and who's coming behind you?
Fish.
Fish.
Because I want to see. I don't know what happened with them, but I want to.
Fish, you got your gun out.
Who's there? Yeah.
You two are kind of moving towards them in a more like a military style, towards these guys. You get up there and you can see the windows busted out, both the front and the back of the passenger side. You're looking at the passenger side. They're facing away from you. And you can see the guy in the front is kind of draped over the steering wheel. There's blood running out of his head. And there's nobody in the passenger seat in the front. And you have to run up on the car, and you can see the guy kind of moving in the back. And you hear him moaning. Both of them are making sounds. They're kind of moving around. But the guy in the back, he's trying to sit up, and he's trying to grab this what do you have, a Tommy gun?
Yeah.
That's
Papa,
how we
you
imagined
said.
it anyway.
Yeah. Where's he at?
The slap base just got away, guys.
Where am I going? Yeah. Why are you shooting at us? Who sent you?
Why are you shooting at Susan? That's funny, man. That's some funny shit. It
Was
it
just
just
says
a-
machine gun. It doesn't say Tommy. It's just a machine gun. So it's probably 1980s. I'd say an Israeli Uzi.
Yep.
I don't know. I like the idea that they were like a 1920s car for some reason. That's why it was so armored.
You're so noir, Brad. You're so noir.
Yeah. Blame Al.
I do.
I do love the adventure we did then back in the 30s. That was good. That was good stuff. So you see him, Gunter, you and Huff both. Um, the dude in the front, the driver, he's doesn't seem to, he's trying to set up. He's moaning. There's blood and shit coming out of his mouth, coming out of his head. Yeah. What would you like to do?
Well, if he looks like he's in bad shape, because it sounds like he is, I will holster my gun. But I'm gonna go and I'm getting real close and being like, why did you shoot us? Who are you? Was that true? And if he tries to like do something with the gun, I want to be close enough I could be like, ha, and knock it away.
Well, he
Because
stops.
this guy's like mauled.
He's got so much blood in his eyes that he can't. It's like running out of a wound in his head because he hit his head bad. Both these guys hit their head bad because nobody wore seatbelts in 1986.
What's a seatbelt?
Yeah. Half the car, like Jenny, I'd say Huff's truck, Jenny probably doesn't even have seatbelts in it.
Nope, doesn't have seatbelts.
Yeah.
Well, generally limos don't either, so.
Well, the driver may have had one.
So, but he gives up on trying to reach because he's laying more towards the passenger side door toward you, and his Tommy's in the floorboards behind the driver's seat on the far side. So he's like feeling around for it, and he finally gives up and he rolls over in the seat and he's looking up at you guys like this through the window, and you see him kind of sticking his hand into his pocket right here, like inside of his jacket.
Oh, he's gonna hand us the flyer. Get him.
Whoa, hold up there, bud. Hold up there.
He pulls his hand back.
Yeah, I think you probably you've had enough for today. You just need to lay back and wait for the medics to get here.
You want to reach in, see what's inside of his jacket?
Yeah, I'll reach in there.
Looks like a 40 caliber automatic, semi-automatic.
Yeah, we'll pull that out and toss it up on the sidewalk.
Oh.
There goes Peggy.
All right. Peggy,
Leave it, Peggy.
Peggy comes in. You see her standing in the middle of the street. You don't know what she's doing. She's back behind you, but she's no longer on the sidewalk. She's standing in the middle of the street. Now, Donnie Boone is curled up like a puppy about a block away. He's at the far end of the block. He took off running the other direction. Sid, you see him dart into this building, and you hear screaming from inside the building. You don't know what's going on. And
maybe Sid's chasing the gray guy.
He's got the bloodlust.
Yeah, where did Ivan go? He's not in the
Ivan?
front seat.
Maybe
That's
Sid's
that's why I
chasing him
named
down.
the Gray Man.
Oh.
The tornado was named George, and the Gray Man was named Ivan.
I'm just gonna get rid of these guys because don't need them. Makes it harder to see what's on the combat tracker. Let's see. Limousine. I need to go back over here.
Well, since
you
Huff
this
has got this
information.
guy under control, I'm gonna look around for the Gray Man.
You
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, 30
find
seconds. I got these guys pinned down in 30 seconds.
Yeah. You don't. It doesn't even look like anybody else is riding in the car. It looks like there was a driver and the two people in the back.
Of course.
It must have been the mirrored windows. That's it. So it's a nice tint that they got on the mirrors.
Peggy, you got
Fish.
still got your camera in your
Fish,
hand, too.
stop being obtuse. Stop being obtuse, Fish. Catch up. Join in the game now. Come on.
Peggy didn't quite get any pictures of the scene before it flipped.
I mean, that's kind of
Not quite.
now,
You could
isn't
take
it?
a
Oh,
take a
yeah.
picture, anything you wanted to right now.
Take a selfie with the road puddle.
Hey, road puddle guy. Check the road puddle guy for tattoos.
Yeah.
What's left?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's a
See
good
if
point.
you
I'll,
can-
I'll check the driver while you check the
Yeah.
backseat guy.
Yeah.
Peggy will go ahead and check the puddle.
You guys find. You check the puddle dude, and you check the two guys in the car real quick. You don't find any tattoos on their hands like the other dude did. And about this time, the cops come rolling up, and you guys are standing around this car that's all wrecked and all shot to fuck. And the cops come pulling up, and they all jump out. Hut, 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 hut. Freeze! Get down on the ground right now!
Yes, yes. Toss my weapon to the side. Get down.
Peggy's familiar with this routine.
Uh,
Yep.
About
She's
that
already
time
got her
I'm gonna
hands
need
up.
an ambulance.
about this
Well,
time, I'm coming out of the candy shop with one of those long, one of those crystal things on a stick. And it's like in my mouth. It's like, oh shit.
You're coming out eating. So
rock
really,
candy.
the cops, all they see is Peggy and the other two up by the limo. One of the officers looks over and he goes, Sir, are you hurt?" And he's said you look over and he's looking at Donnie. Donnie's curled up in a fetal position laying on the side. He's asking him if he's hurt, and he doesn't realize that you're like, oh, he doesn't realize Donnie's involved in this. And you
I
turn
got
back
this, sir.
around and the cops look at you and one of them points a pistol. Get out on the ground. Drop your whatever's in your hand. Drop that
Oh, that's
lollipop.
good. It's all sticky.
No, I leave the crystal stick in my mouth and just drop to the ground.
So this is total GTA 5. These guys roll up on you. Get your ass on the ground.
Oh, we can take him then. Shoot.
Wait,
I'm
no.
a Marine.
Peggy starts seducing.
Law and order every time.
All right.
All
Hand
right.
spray. Here we go.
So you guys, the three of you, or the four of you, end up in handcuffs. And Donnie, one of these cops is talking to you, asking if you're hurt.
You're gonna kind of like rub dirt on himself a little bit as he's getting up. Dress to kill thing.
You went all your distance again.
So I'm gonna use the dress to kill card. He's gonna kind of rub dirt on his face a little bit as he's going to get up and play the victim. Like, I was just on my way to the show. All of a sudden, these guys in the car came shooting at them other guys. And just try to act like I'm not with them at all.
Oh, I'm not with these guys. I got a pigging competition over at the fairgrounds.
Pig and goat. Sir, are you hurt? Are you hurt anywhere? The cop's looking at you. The rest of you guys end up in handcuffs, and you're all sitting there, one right after another, because all these cops now have seen you before. But Donnie uses a card to cover enough of his face with like, "Hello, Wicked, Mrs. Wicked."
This is wicked.
Hi, Mrs. Wicked. I mean, he got a bunch of dirt
Wicked,
in the face
Mrs. Wicked.
when he almost got shot too. So he's already halfway there.
So you guys are all lined up when Detective Davidson finally shows up. Boys, I told you. What in the hell have you gotten into here?
Hey, man, we're just walking along and we got rolled up on and shot at.
Yeah, they tried to shoot us. They shot at Huff there. Are you
And
okay?
Donnie. Speaking
yeah.
of Donnie, where is Donnie? He didn't get arrested.
Calling him out. Hey.
I mean, I don't think any of those guys were hit, were they? Any of the guys in the car?
No, there is a bullet hole by the right front tire in the fender.
Yeah, well, there's like a bullet right hole.
Well, there's
here
a bullet
on my
hole
left
in
shoulder.
they'd have to look at this tire that was shot and it's been blown all to hell to, have some forensics to see if it was shot by a gun or not. But, yeah, they can see they start marking, they spray paint and they're circling the bullet holes where the machine gun was fired. And you see them, they've got this Uzi and they're out looking at it. The cops are looking at it, and you see a couple of them nodding and they're kind of smiling at each other and they're checking it all out.
Probably on the tape.
Yeah, Davidson shows up, and you guys are really going to cause me a lot of problems.
Rosie.
It
Man
was
trying to murder
self-defense.
us kind of has the problems already. It's been a long day.
Yeah, quite literally. The only way I can think that we wouldn't be involved in this right now would be if we weren't here. We were just walking down the street, literally.
Yeah, but we've got those witnesses over there. Officer Studley Steadfast over here tells us that we've got witnesses that says it was a gunfight. You returned fire as well.
Yeah, exactly. Return fire. It was self-defense.
I think Massachusetts isn't stand your ground type of state, huh?
I mean, really? Massachusetts? Come on. Home of the Kennedys?
Pretty sure in Florida we could have used a rocket launcher on these guys. It'd be fine.
Yeah. Or Missouri. So yeah, about 4:30. I mean, this happened about 3:30. About an hour goes by. There's this big investigation, and there's enough people that say the limousine tried to run you guys down, to almost ran up on the sidewalk, and then lost control, and they had fired several times. And there's enough people that corroborate your story as well. And but Davidson says, "Damn it."
You guys, you know who these guys are?
And you do find out. In the meantime, the license plate number of the car is. Well, I'll just do this.
Kelly Brothers Construction.
Registered to the dock workers local. It's a Massachusetts.
Of course it is.
While we're being in handcuffs, and everything, can I observe the cops to see if any of them have the snake tattoo?
Give me a roll on that.
Good call.
Notice roll.
Oh.
You get a good
Almost
look at all the
roll.
cops here on this scene. You don't see any.
All right.
You don't either.
Do we remember the license plate that was involved in that hit and run earlier?
Ambulance shows up. Let me kind of do some scene cleanup here, Brad. Ambulance shows up. They're dealing. You see one of them dealing with Donnie over here, and you can see Donnie. He's like acting like he's all fucking hurt and shit, and then there's another ambulance, and they load two of the gangsters up.
Feeling cold.
He's
I
feeling
want my
cold.
big shock.
I'm feeling
See if
cold.
I can't get him to go get me some McDonald's.
Oh, back when McDonald's was still good.
They're like, sir, no, we can't. You're probably in shock. They put a blanket around you. They give you some water, bottle of water, and just calm down. They're pumping the blood pressure cuff, checking your blood pressure, and is your blood pressure
it's
usually
still really
this high?
high.
186 over 132.
Whoa!
Holy crap!
Jesus.
I haven't been exercising as much as I should lately.
You
And
definitely
after
don't
seeing
need
what I
McDonald's.
just saw, it really puts
It's
a stare in.
McRib season.
It's what? What'd you say, Wiggy?
McRib season. His blood pressure always runs mad tight, tad, a little bit high. McRib season.
Now they get the other two kind of stabilized, and they get them loaded up into an ambulance side by side, and they're like, well, they'll live. I don't know who that one guy is. I've never seen him before. The other one's just one of the thugs that works for Kelly Brothers. Bob Davidson says, all right, meet me down at the station. And of course they've let you guys out of handcuffs and whatnot.
Okay,
I was about
Dad.
to say, what about the handcuffs?
Yeah, they let you out
Oh,
of
I can get us
handcuffs.
out of that. That's no problem.
Oh, you mean you're already out of the handcuffs, Peggy?
Oh, here you go. Just hand it to him.
I feel that needs a thievery to back
Yeah,
that
you're
up.
gonna have to give me a
Fine.
thievery roll on that.
Well, I don't want to feel.
That's a success.
I don't want to be showed up. So I see her doing that. I'm going to try the same. Do The handcuffs here are different than back home.
Yeah,
That's
right, right. Um,
Well, you remember that you have to dislocate one of your fingers. It's just you keep dislocating your middle one for some reason.
let's see. What else do I need to tell you here? Bob Davidson says meet him down at the station right away. I can close that one.
Ooh, right away. Okay.
But the license plate is very similar to the one that ran over Ralph, but that was not a blue Chevrolet. I would think they would notice the big black limo.
Yes, well, was it a black limo? Because limos can be white.
No, it's a black limo. It's got to be a
The
black
non
limo.
the non-blue limo.
Yeah.
Wonder what kind of car Nell Thoreau drives. I mean, if we're looking at the which, thing.
Which is which?
She
The
drives a
whole,
broom.
yeah. No, I mean the whole, Curse of the Male Manchesters or whatever.
She's a witch.
Maybe we
Burn
can
her.
find out more about these cult of the serpent with the tattoos.
I think we should probably.
Didn't
Go
we
ahead,
bring
Meadow.
up Didn't we bring up the cult of the serpent to the sheriff? I think we
Yeah, I
may
think
have.
so. To Bob.
Yeah, you did bring up the cult of the serpent to him, and he said, he'd keep all options open, but he wanted you guys to try to be realistic. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of the response you got from him. But do you go straight away to the police station?
We have much choice. I mean, he said he wanted to see us immediately, right?
Not really. He's the
Yeah.
only cop in this town that seems to like you at all. A good thing is that he's just right underneath a police chief who you haven't met yet.
Yeah.
Oh, it might be a good idea to report as ordered, given the
Though we could
trouble we've
stop.
been in.
Yeah, I mean, we could stop back at the hotel because it's a block away if we need to clean up. At least the people who are diving around, and then we can also ask them to look into Philip's hotel situation.
All right, so let's see. Yeah. There we go. Just working on some shit here. I thought I had set this up, but I forgot to put tokens on the map. So,
Whoops.
yeah, give me just a moment.
That's a bad sign.
Maybe it's a good sign, Brad. We have to be positive in these things.
That's true. When in doubt, we'll just shoot their car down again.
Yeah.
Well,
gonna
what if they send a Zeppelin after us? We gonna shoot that down too?
Throw a Benny at it. It's got a Zeppelin on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say no. You're just gonna use a kind of a malfunction on it, or at least on the machine gun on it.
Well, I think on larger things, the mechanical malfunction card affects like one system, like the engine or steering,
You did it to
or
something in Al's game. Messed up that attack Zeppelin.
I don't remember exactly what it was. I
I
do
think it might have been the
remember.
machine gun.
Attack Zeppelin?
Yes, we were being attacked by a Zeppelin in the middle of fucking, what was it, Chicago?
Oh no, I was thinking when we were on the boat. So I mean, we weren't getting away very fast.
Oh, there was a Zeppelin in the other
Yeah.
game? I don't remember that.
So, you guys ended up with what? A little flesh wound on Huff. Donnie got some dirt in his eyes, but you all kind of end up back. The four of you end up back before Donnie does, because he takes the free ride to the hospital until he gets, inside and he gets some food and stuff, and then he just kind of gets up and slips out and wanders back to the hotel and catches up with you guys, and you're getting cleaned up real quick, and you head out. I'm gonna say.
Can we ask our pal there if Sam Phillips is staying at the hotel, or if he can ask his hotelier friends if they can look into it?
Okay, you can tell them to look into it. Put that on the list of things to check when within the next couple days. Put the word out with Tom Morgan, your friend, that hey, has this guy been staying here? Blah blah blah. Let's see. You guys get there, and Bob Davidson says, "In my office right now." And you can see, a couple of desk jockeys. Really, these aren't any cops you've seen out on the scene before. And you notice that up on the police chief's window is a sign that says "Gone Fishing."
Nice.
Chief of police isn't even in town right now.
That's good information to have.
Probably the
Hey,
reason you guys are getting away with so much shit.
Maybe we should give him a pamphlet, Sid.
Peggy might use that information for other things.
So you guys all walk into his office, and remember, it's kind of like Barney Miller, and he shuts the door real quick, and he goes around, and he starts drawing all the blinds, and he goes, "Raise your right hand. Do you so solemnly swear to withhold the laws and upstanding citizen blah 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 blah, and for keep the peace and all that stuff, and so help you God?"
Okay.
So he throws 5 badges out there real quick.
And
he walks over.
Hypocrisy knows no bounds.
When do we get the shotguns and the body armor?
He walks over and he unlocks this like metal cabinet, and inside you can see some police tactical shotguns. Looks like a sniper rifle. Several pistols. Boxes of ammunition. He says,
2 of those. 1 of those.
He says, we're going to the Jarrett. We're going to Tommy Jarrett's right now. I can't let anybody else know what's going on. I just don't know yet. There may be insiders, he says.
Yeah. I've taken that shotgun and the body armor.
Yeah, absolutely. But wait, what do you mean we're going to Tommy Jarrett's right now? I mean, are we mean like we, or is it like the police department, or is this a raid, or is this us infiltrating?
I think he just
it's a raid. All right.
It is, and we're not saying
we're already on job.
We're not saying anything to anybody because I don't know who's tied in with these guys. It's just you and me. And he tells you he does have 3 patrolmen that he's known all of his life. They hang out on weekends and stuff. He said they're off duty right now, but he said I've already made a call. They're coming in.
All right, so which tactical shotgun are we adding?
Okay, so let's see. Bob Davidson has sworn the characters in as deputies. Besides plenty of revolvers, so you can take whatever 357s you want or whatever, Bob has 2 automatic rifles, probably 270s or 30-06s. I don't know if those are listed in there or not. 2 shotguns. So there's two automatic rifles. Oh, wait a minute. These aren't semi-automatic rifles. These are automatic rifles. Probably AK-47s. I think this is pre-AR-15 era.
If it's an actual AK-47, Fish would have to grab that because he's trained with those.
Yeah, that's a Russian weapon though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's when he's trained with it.
Klishnikov.
Makes a very distinctive sound when
whatever's in
fired
there.
at you.
Yeah, whatever's in there. 2 automatic rifles, 2 tactical shotguns. Also has a rifle that fires tear gas.
Ooh.
Why can't I find shotgun in this damn thing?
Because I think it's under
I think it's under 12 gauge
pump action
pump
or
shotgun.
12
something like
gauge. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go.
And I'm assuming we can grab some ammo. Shells or slugs. I don't know how
Yep.
slugs differ.
You can grab some ammo. Let's see, raiding party. Better put these guys. What the hell?
Oh, what kind of gun for the rifle?
I don't think there's much of a difference as far as it says rules. Wow, that's tiny window.
He
Yeah,
only
most of them are
7 more
basically.
damage.
I can't even find any of these guns.
I clicked under ranged at the top.
Yeah, you have to go to items on the right side,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, try and do that.
Unfortunately, you can't just search shotgun. That just gives you the ammo.
Yeah.
Although, I think some of them for some reason don't have a minimum strength, but the other ones do.
In the assault rifles, they got AK-47s, M16s, M16A2s, and Steyr auto.
Supposed to have one of those is actually an Uzi.
That's about all Peggy can really use with that D4 minimum strength.
Oh no, I need to lighten my load. Fuck this thing. Oh, well, encumbrance we shouldn't be applying. Is that correct?
We're not dealing with the encumbrance.
Oh, let me check. Just double check.
I hate
it.
minutia.
Okay, it didn't apply. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, so I pick up one of the shotguns and a box of shells. You said something about armor too, didn't you?
And I'm reading. And I'm
Peggy
reading.
picks up an Uzi. Why not?
Besides plenty of revolvers, 2 automatic rifles, 2 shotguns. Also has tear gas rifle. No body armor.
I thought you mentioned body armor.
1986, that wasn't a thing in
No,
small
I mentioned I
towns.
wanted some.
I mean, I imagine they might at least have something similar to like a flak jacket. I don't know if Kevlar quite existed yet.
It was pretty close. I'd say the military had
I'm not.
Kevlar.
There'd be a difference between like a SWAT team in a big city and like the little
Right.
dinky town police department too.
They might have some, a couple of flak jackets, left over from the war, maybe, or donated after the war.
So he gets a piece of paper out and he draws this, basically the house faces to the south. It's surrounded by trees and whatnot. There's a great big front porch, and usually there's a couple of goons hanging out there. Tommy Jarrett keeps dogs around back. So the front is the easiest way in, but dealing with the goons. But now I got to remind you guys, you are policemen, although only temporarily. So they have to have a chance to surrender peacefully. In fact, the less violence necessary, the better the public will take it. Yeah, M16 is probably fine. I'd say that M16 would probably be what these guys would have anyway. Leftover Vietnam era.
Well, apparently Kevlar vests were originally instituted in 1976.
Yeah, but how prevalent were they?
You weren't going to find
Yeah.
them in a. I'm comparing New Bristol, Massachusetts to be kind of like, little towns that I know.
Like if we went
Like
over to Boston, we
Pleasantville?
can get some. But
What?
yeah,
Is this like Pleasantville?
Yeah. Yeah, although it's pretty close to a city. You can be in the big city of Boston in 45 minutes. All right. Now, he says so, we should probably come in, some of us on the east side, some of us on the west side. As we move north, we'll make our way up the drive and then kind of get around the house. And we need to get as close to him. Again, anybody gets a chance to surrender, you got to give them to him. You have to give them the chance first.
yeah, the police work very different here than back home.
Can we at least knock them out?
All right, 6 p.m. Tuesday, the 4th of November. And you guys find yourself with Bob Davidson and 3 other patrolmen that he knows. And you find yourself coming up on. Let's see, what do I want? Yeah. Yeah. Give me just a moment.
Did somebody get the tear gas?
I didn't.
Nobody got the tear gas?
I feel like Peggy would get tear gas and a gas mask
Rifle with the trigger.
and use it, and then start like going through their pockets while they're coughing.
Oh, I didn't see the gas masks. That for sure.
I
she
don't know
would
if
take.
they did.
She's
But
only got a D4 strength, so her weapon choices are limited.
All right, so Brad,
you
refresh
can
my
use
memory.
higher ones, but you just get a penalty.
Hey, Brad, refresh my memory. How do the shotguns work with the +2?
If it's a close range, it gets +2 and uses 3d6 damage. And then each range increment, it goes less.
How would you set that up on the sheet?
I usually, well, I'm not sure we're going to be at like, if we're in a building, we have to worry about the longer ones for now. But you can make sub attacks for like medium and long range.
Or medium and short?
Well,
Or
short is
yeah,
what's most
you're
typical.
right. You're right. Medium and long. I was thinking of that in reverse.
Yeah.
What the hell just happened? Oh.
It's not number of attacks. Where is that?
Right click. It's at like 4 o'clock, 4:30.
Oh, there it is. I was clicking on the die and it wasn't giving it to
Oh,
me.
You guys position yourselves where you want to there.
that was weird. It loaded the ground floor map and then it loaded the roof. Bob Davidson looks dramatic anyway. I'll come over here with these two guys.
More cheesy.
Looks like they're in two groups. We could split up into join each.
Give me a second. I was just finishing up the different ranges.
And as we are going, can we ask if you can give us a rundown of the building before we get there, like what he knows, like entrance wise?
Sorry about that. I had to go AFK for a second. Okay, run down to the building. Bob Davidson tells you he's never been in there, but there's
Just doors wise, anyway.
it's 2-story, ground floor, upper floor, big rooms, mansion. That's all I can tell you.
So what's the objective, Bob? Are we rolling in here to arrest these guys or what?
We are. This is somehow all connected to the everything.
And apparently, it seems to be connected to Mr.
The ham
Manchester's
bone.
murder. Otherwise, they wouldn't be after us to begin with, right?
I'm still not sure why they're after us.
All I
The
know,
only thing I can
fellas,
figure
is with the attack on you, they gave me a reason to. And Peggy's just standing out
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Well, Peggy's disconnected, so she's on her
Oh.
way back.
Oh, okay. Which group would you have
Hi,
joined?
fellas.
Apparently, she's going to go right up the middle and try to seduce her way in.
Hi, boys.
well, right up top, little Carlo Marchese up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just a little air.
But I was going to ask
Wait.
Neon
Mike if Peggy
spandex
was...
pants.
Zit, 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 whistle bridges.
So are we trying to sneak in, or what are we doing? We're trying to just go in and take them out.
Yeah, no, we're trying to get the drop on them and then get them to surrender. At least the ones that so we can get inside.
Guessing the ones outside, we'd ask them to surrender, and if they don't, we shoot them. Guys, that's the plan.
That's gonna bring everything from inside.
We could sneak around the back.
I like that plan. They wouldn't see it coming.
Yeah, some of us could go and speak with the ones outside to get them to surrender, as far as the other ones sneaks around the back. Or if there's two
Peggy's a
doors
fan of
we
the back door. That's fine.
Yeah, Peggy, the back door woman.
We're all very fond of her.
Yeah.
Ever get back on this table?
This fantasy ground's being difficult again.
It's been difficult all day. Like, I don't know what it is.
I'd say it's either your security software, antivirus stuff, or your router, because you're not losing your video connection.
I mean, our internet here blows, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Yeah. But your video is pretty good.
Right, which is why I don't know.
That's a good plan, though, before we get this encounter rolling.
Yeah, you guys.
I
I
like
just
the
wanted to
idea.
give you an
Discuss it
idea
up
of what it looked
I like the idea of
Yeah.
Peggy walking up, drawing their attention, and then announcing New Bristol Police, and we all come busting out from the sides, weapons drawn.
Yeah, because no one's gonna see Peggy and think she's involved with the
Nobody
police.
move. Yeah, everybody hold your position.
Yeah, as soon as somebody shouts that out, Peggy reaches into her purse and pulls out her badge.
She first automatically reach. Oh wait, no, I'm one of them right now. Come on, Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, if it's taking you that long to load, I'd say you just got internet issues.
But but the video and my audio, it seems fine.
Yeah, that's taking precedence
Does.
over everything else.
Yeah.
Let's blame Jenkin.
I always blame Jenkin.
Especially when he's not
over
here.
in chat.
How about Jenkin?
Venerick, nobody's chatting tonight, man. Nobody. Even though peculiar ASMR is in here, peculiar ASMR. And then somebody who's definitely a bot, QNF,
Maybe he's-
POG, TK.
Maybe he's just into your peculiar ASMR.
You know what? I do have, according to Ike, an ASMR kind of voice.
I can see it on occasion, but most of the time, no. No, just no.
Most of the time, fuck you, cocksuckers!
No.
No, no, no.
Yeah, Mike does it so much better.
Disconnected, connected, disconnected, connected. You getting anywhere now?
No, I'm still acquiring file list.
You're acquiring your fire list?
File list. I'm still
I
like trying
know.
to join
What's
the
this at?
campaign
That's
before
Taylor.
the table even tries to
Oh,
load.
right.
Yeah,
Man, I'm
we have the
seriously thinking
slowest
about.
internet in the neighborhood.
I'm seriously thinking about switching to streaming to YouTube or something else because, I mean, Twitch is just. I got 4.8% dropped frame rate between here and there, and I'm running network tools that show that I'm not disconnected at all tonight.
Things seem
So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the specifics, but I've seen a number of the streamers I watch have been moving from Twitch to YouTube. I don't know why, but I've been seeing it enough that I've saw it as a thing.
Yeah, I've
I
heard,
heard
some
someone-
complaints.
I heard something about they're changing something to basically screw the streamer and they get more revenue.
Who?
Is just what I'm
Twitch?
reading. Twitch.
I don't
That's
know, but
the
the
gist
service
I'm
is
getting.
awful. I'm sitting here watching, OBS, trying to communicate with it, and most of the time it hums along just fine, and then it'll start dropping frames again.
Well, the stream seems fine. I don't see any frame dropping. Or if it is, it's not noticeable enough.
Everything that I'm doing is only using 1.8% of my CPU. So, yeah, this machine was built for fun, and I can tell you, son.
That's about what Fantasy Grounds usually runs for me, but it's taking about 50% of my CPU right now, and it's never done that before.
That's odd.
Like, everything is slowing to a crawl. My whole
Let's see.
computer is fighting it.
Something's going on with your computer.
Yeah,
But it's only Fantasy Grounds. Nothing else is doing anything.
Yeah, I was doing that to mine when I first tried to log into Fantasy Grounds, so I just shut down Fantasy Grounds completely and reloaded. Run as administrator, and then it went fine.
I always run it as administrator.
There, I unshared all the images except for the map that you're on right now.
Alright, so I double checked some rules. With the rate of fire rules, if there's a minimum, it will tell you that. For instance, a heavy machine gun has a minimum rate of fire 2.
Yeah, it'd be a
but-
burst. Pow, pow, pow.
Yeah, but like the ones we have don't have that, so you could do single shots. Or you go full auto and pew pew pew.
Yeah, Mike looks rather exasperated.
A little bit. Come on. Fucking table.
Do you need a minute to restart your computer?
Possibly, because Fantasy Ground is now just straight crashing to desktop. It's not even letting me do anything.
Ooh. Yeah, it sounds like a restart might fix
Yeah.
it.
So I'll be back, guys, hopefully.
Yeah, well, we're not going to start this without the whole
Yeah.
group here. So do what you need to. The rest of us are going to talk about, what do you guys think about the latest information about, unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAPs?
All right,
Let's
are
ask
you
Johnny what he thinks?
are you talking about in character or in real life?
That's up to however you guys want to answer it. I'm asking you an real life answer, and you answer as you wish. We're here to entertain people, which includes peculiar ASMR, and XYFM is
No.
here now.
Okay, so was there something recently that you saw that piqued your interest or brought that to something that you would raise to the top of a topic list?
Not really.
Have you seen a UFO, Marv? Did you go outside and did you see a light in the sky?
Have I ever seen a UFO personally?
I think Fred
I-
Banya's seen the side of one, possibly
I've
got an
s-
anal probe.
No, I've seen. I tell you what, the strangest things I ever saw was I was probably 13 or 14, living at home, and uh, I was 12 or 13. We went out on the deck. Dad said it was the, is it, not, I always want to say it's the Perseids, the August meteor shower. And so Dad goes, yeah, it's a meteor shower. And so we all went out there and we were playing like a game of, who could see, counting who could see the meteors first and blah, blah, blah. And my dad goes, I'm trying to figure out what that is right there. And I'm looking, I'm like, what? He goes, just watch right there. And there was a star, and it would move this way, and then it would move this way, and then it would move over this way. It was really weird, and it was just like any other star out there. It wasn't flashing lights or anything, but it seemed way off, way away from the. So who knows? Was it a satellite, a military satellite that they were moving around? But you could literally see it
They wouldn't
moving.
move like that. Well, assuming that they don't.
They're in orbit.
Through
They don't
through
change
the-
direction. I know what you mean.
Yeah, they don't just like zip around. It's at least not as far as we know. I mean,
Well, it was odd.
I suppose
It was odd.
I suppose it's possible it could have been some sort of probe checking out the meteors or checking something out, just zipping around because they have technology that bends, astrophysics.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever seen any of those Missouri Bigfoot? I think there's supposed to be Bigfoot
No.
down in the Ozarks.
Momo.
They call
Oh,
him.
yeah, that.
They say there's been Momo sightings around here, but I haven't.
So no.
I
on
heard
the
weird
Momo.
shit in the woods after dark. I can tell you that.
I'm down here in the land of the skunk ape now.
Yeah, the old skunk.
Because
ape.
Florida can't do anything normal. Even their Bigfoot's weird.
Well, no, even the Sasquatch of the Northwest is supposed to have a pungent odor, musky, pungent odor to it, and it would make sense, if it
That's
was.
from rolling around in all those fields.
Yeah, especially
yeah.
Florida. Isn't it all in like the swampy areas they're supposed to live?
Yeah.
Yeah, down the glades, Everglades, green swamp.
Pretty much anywhere in the St. Johns River Basin right now.
Is it still all
It's all
underwater?
underwater. Oh, yeah, it's all
Really?
underwater. Yeah, they're saying that it's going to be above flood stage probably till the end of November.
Wow.
That's what happens when you get rid of the wetlands and you build all this concrete.
Yep.
On the other hand, if we can pipe that out to places that have a drought, utilize.
Hey, they can come get all they want.
No, that's very true, Brad. Did I post that in Discord recently? I actually watched a video. This guy said, I don't understand. He said, we got places that have no water and we got other places that got too much water. Why can we not, we've got unused oil pipelines. Why can't we move this stuff from one place to another?
Yeah, let's go ahead and finish the pipeline so we can run water through it.
I mean, an actual engineer who might know what they're doing version of that, because I don't know what I'm talking about. That seems like it'd be pretty cool.
Well, you think about the feasibility of it. Well, the government's going to tell you one thing, and Elon Musk is going to tell you it's about a tenth of what the government tells you it is. And then he goes out and he builds it, and the shit actually fucking works. So,
Yep.
So why the hell are we still using that fuel when you can use methane that we have lots of?
Easily renewable, possibly.
Oh, yeah, easily renewable. Make it every day.
Yeah, and you actually want the methane to burn off. I mean, as compared to methane destroys
Yeah, I like to
the
match
most
all the
ozone.
time.
Yeah, it's an ozone destroyer. And so,
You know what still seems crazy to me? What was it? The CFCs that were in all the hairspray used back in the 80s. They like
Yeah.
destroy the ozone.
Fluorocarbons.
Yeah, like the
That's
guy
it.
that worked on that was the same guy that invented leaded gasoline.
Sure.
It's just like, how many things can I make bad for the environment?
Yeah, he was a bad man. Okay.
Well, sometimes progress comes with a price.
That's true.
Always
the
comes with a
was lower.
price.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's back.
that's true. Price.
Yay.
Back on Discord, still working on Fantasy Grounds.
Well, let's work on it then.
You can do it.
You can do
So
it.
they've volunteered Peggy to go up and distract them.
Yep. Peggy's down for this.
Is anyone else sneaky at all?
Other than Peggy?
I mean, of the other three that aren't me or you, because I know
Well,
me.
I have stealth.
I'm mediocre.
Yeah, the
in
seal
stealth.
should be stealthy.
I have stealth on an 8.
Okay, that's really sneaky.
Was Huff a seal?
Thought he was. Did I remember that
I
wrong?
mean, I knew he was in the Navy. I just didn't realize he was a SEAL.
Yeah.
All right, so what is Sid's? How sneaky is Sid?
A D4 worth of sneak.
A
right, so for
D4
instance-
worth of sneak.
Yeah.
My
He
my
needs to cover the
D6
exits.
And your D8, we could be the ones who sneak around the back while Peggy's distracting them, and then Sid can be the one who shoots stuff real good because he's already done that today.
Once again, I only have a D4 in shooting.
And Donnie
He
can
just
be
got
there for
lucky.
moral support.
Donnie will be there to cower in fear. At the
Donnie
whole
needs
situation.
a skill that's like taunt or intimidate in how it works. Only it's him rambling about conspiracy theories, and the enemy is distracted as a result.
That's great.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that idea.
If you played the right card, I'd probably let you get away with something like that. What is where the
Oh, everyone stops and listens for 30 seconds.
yeah. As they
I think if
rant,
Donnie,
rant.
I think if Donnie does that, the duration should be doubled.
Can we play it on Donnie?
But he stops talking and listens to someone for 30 seconds.
I'm on
No.
Fantasy Grounds.
The combat stops for 30 seconds, and Donnie talks for 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's what I thought it should do, and it should be double with him, the duration.
Yes. But you have to use it on him.
Yeah, fuck. On the table. All right.
Good.
Wow, we have a lot of pennies.
All right. Well, in that case, we're gonna do this.
Still gotta get the map open now.
Huff, you're first with an ace of clubs.
Quick question, Mike. What
Yep.
weapons did you pick up at the police station?
I grabbed an Uzi, which is the only thing I could grab with a reasonable strength score. None of the shotguns would work. None of the other rifles really work. She's also got 2 Glocks, but
Wait, do shotguns have a strength score?
should.
Most of them have a D6.
Peggy's only got a D4 strength.
Yeah, shotgun. I don't know if there are any shotguns that you could use with a D4 strength. I'd like to point out Tom
However, with
Kartos, another Tom Kartos map. I've used a couple of his now that I bought off his Patreon. Check him out
Yes.
over
Oh,
there.
nice.
It's a nice looking map, yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
I liked this one because it actually had layers that I could take advantage of some cool stuff. in
Yeah, a
Fantasy.
lot of
Yeah.
them have like the multiple versions like that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
floors.
Now,
I'm a patron of
unfortunately,
his on there.
yeah. Well, I mean, I've been a Patreon of his time, and on and off and on and off again and stuff. But I firmly believe in you pay somebody for their talents. Being an artist myself of different kinds of stuff.
And also the thing with
I
the
like to do those
shotgun-
nude real life statues. I go out in public and I look like a statue until somebody comes and touches me, and then I go and but I do it nude. I'm kidding.
With
That's
just
why
the
you're not
silver
allowed
body
I'm
paint?
so
37
kidding.
states.
Yeah, so I've been banned in 37 states.
But
Only 37.
they have a holiday for you in Florida though for some reason. But also Peggy, Cobbler, it is a shotgun, so the shotgun bonus will balance out the strength penalty. It'll just be like shooting at a flat rate.
Right.
but
we're up
if she
close.
doesn't
She's
have
got
the
her spoon
strength to
anyway.
handle it, she stands a chance to dropping it, or accidentally shooting somebody or something.
Yeah, she's got a gun. She needs it at range anyway. Up close, she has a spoon. She's good.
Yeah, that's true. But did you see that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but the pump shotgun.
Now to
Yeah.
get the picture here, I'm going to paint the picture. There's a gated driveway. A long driveway goes up through a bunch of trees and stuff. It's all manicured, and there's a fence around the whole place made out of tall. It's like an 8-foot tall um, wrought iron fence with square brick fence posts every so often. So basically, one of the officers comes up and you guys quickly just kind of bend these wrought iron pieces away, and that way you bypass the guy at the guardhouse. There's like a guard shack where you come in this place. And you find yourself sneaking up in the dark. The sun's just went down because it is November at 6 p.m. Sun's just went down, and but you guys should be able to see the map, right? I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have the lighting on, right?
Yeah.
I don't want the lighting on, so.
Yeah.
And you
I don't have dark
see
vision.
3 people up on the deck. Looks like a guy by the front door, kind of leaning up against the front door, and a couple other people right here at the top of the steps. And you can hear them talking as you come forward. Now, tell me your plan. How are you gonna approach this?
I mean, I'm really just here for the initial distraction, right? I'm not trying to go all the way in, right?
Yeah, and if they don't surrender once we get to that point, everyone that isn't Peggy that stays out here should be aiming their guns at the bad guys, so that if it comes to shooting, they get a clear shot.
Do what now?
Oh, I mean,
I-
we're out in the bushes. Don't just sit around waiting.
Yeah,
Have your guns trained on the
We're
enemy.
gonna.
Yeah, I gave
I
you
thought
guys to
when-
here, so you haven't had to use stealth getting to here. It was just kind of these guys are talking, and they're not used to people around here giving them a hard time anyway. Small town, and they've run this town.
Yeah, so you got to get
Right.
past the guy at the gatehouse.
Yeah, but you guys
As
did.
far as they know, I already got through that. Yeah.
So, Peggy, you come walking out of the dark shadows, and and to where the porch light is shining down, maybe just past the bottom of the steps here. What do you say?
Well, right. She's waiting for them to talk to her. She's just kind of swinging her hips as she's walking up right now, waiting for her to get questioned.
Really?
Like a broken field
Like
runner breaking through the line.
she's supposed to be there right now.
Hey, Gutterhead, check this out. Look at this girl walking up through here. Carlo,
Like she lives here or something.
Mr. Marchese, check this out. What do you say?
Oh, howdy, fellas.
Good
Hello,
Let's see,
boy.
what kind of skills do you have here? Like, give me a persuasion roll.
Could I get my streetwise bonus on that?
No, that's really for obtaining. Streetwise is for obtaining. I don't even see you've got street. Oh, it's now
No, I'm
an
talking about
edge.
the edge.
It is an edge. Let me read something real quick. Let's see. Knows how to find local light markers. Don't get lay low when the feet's on. Boss hard. Yeah. I'm gonna give that to you. So
Excellent.
you get your streetwise bonus on that.
Do I add that? I guess.
Yeah, down there in the modifier.
All right, cool.
So
And
your streetwise bonus is a
+2.
smarts for the D6 is a +2. So put +2 in your modifier box, and then roll that persuasion roll. And that's a success. So you catch them off guard. They're not at all like thinking anything's going on. You just walk up there with your purse.
Yep.
How close do you get to them? Do you start walking up the stairs?
Yeah. I'm going to walk right up next to him.
Yeah, because I'm gonna put you. But can you still see yourself
Right.
back here?
Yes.
Okay. So you're gonna walk right up to him, huh?
Yep.
Go ahead and plot out
Waiting
your
for him to
movement
put hands
there.
on me.
So what are you doing, little lady?
Oh, I'm just coming to see what's going on.
So rather
I
than
think
open
Ron
all
is
those up,
dying over there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Work it, girl. Work it.
You should have breathed, Rondon. You're turning red and shit.
all right, he's this guy. Oh. All right, so you've got them all three kind of charmed.
Excellent. So none of them are looking elsewhere other than me.
Yeah, they're just kind of all on you right now. Donnie, any movement from here is going to take a stealth roll. But you're going to get some bonuses. You're going to have a +2 to your stealth roll because these people are preoccupied with Peggy Puff. What do you think they call her, Puff?
Because she's a
Hang
powder
close
puff.
to the lieutenant commander, Huff. He's
Yeah.
waiting to follow him in.
Yeah, I think it's actually Huff's turn,
It
technically.
is.
It's
Yeah.
first
I'm
yeah.
going. That's what I was waiting for that to transpire.
And now we start. So this is what's up. Peggy's gotten up here. Huff, what are you doing? And you can always hold. Go on hold.
I want to use stealth and move to this position right here.
Give me your stealth roll in the tower, please.
Bless you.
Would you like to use a Benny?
Yes, I would if I need to.
We got a ton of them by now.
Go ahead
If
and
I
use your
need to,
Benny.
I would. And do I drop that on the stealth?
Yeah, just drop it on your stealth roll, and it'll say using a Benny to re-roll stealth or whatever.
But it didn't
And
re-roll in
cool.
the tower.
That's fine. That's a success against their notice of 5, 3, and 5. And
Plus, they're distracted by her, right?
yeah. Plus you get a +2. So you forgot that too. So that's actually
Oh,
a
I took
raise.
that modifier, right?
Yeah, that's actually a raise. So you like run up here and grab a hold of the floor on the bottom part of this upper and just
Right.
jump right up here if you want to get up there and give it because you got a raise on it.
Cool.
Without
I'll
making
get
a
right
sound.
there. My plan is to move in behind Marchese there. When he moves up to talk to Peggy, get in behind him and take him down quietly. All right. So because I'm not going to take my gun out and shoot him. I'm just waiting for him to move further up so I can move in behind him.
Okay. So you're just kind of hiding right now. Gunther.
Before we got here, did you do the thing where you pointed a lot at eyes and looking and stuff, and you made weird hand signals? Huff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretend.
Well, I thought that's what we talked about on the way down here before we came in.
Yeah,
We
and
were
then
going to
you
wait for
pointed a
her to
lot.
distract him and then swoop on him from the sides and behind. Me and you have stealth, so we were going to come up on both sides from the sides, from behind them. Or did you mean go around behind the house?
Well, either way, but
I thought
if
you
we
meant going
we
around
can get
behind
arrest
them.
these guys, that works too.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Was we were going to go around behind these guys.
I'm gonna
That's what
sneak over here.
Give me that stealth roll. +2.
Did you want that in the tower? Or just
It
in the
doesn't
open?
matter. Usually I would, and 5e I would, but it's yeah.
If you have to Benny it, you can't do it in the tower.
Hell, I
It's
didn't even
weird.
see him.
I'll also give you the ability to get up.
Oh, and you said and +2, so that would be a raise, right?
Right.
So how do you determine if it's a raise?
If it's you're trying for most things, you want 4 for a success, and +4 above that is a raise. If you're comparing, that's not a word.
No, it's
Comparing.
I mean, it is in
Just
electronics, but
Then it's 4 above whatever it would need
Yeah.
to be.
So if it's a test, in other words, it's
Yeah.
you're testing somebody else. You're stealth
Against their notice. Your
against
stealth
their
against their
notice,
notice.
whatever. It's
Or
typically
their
about
parry.
or their parry.
Parry
Or,
is generally the most common thing that changes.
Yeah.
But generally, on skill checks, you want a 4. So,
All right,
right.
Sid. Where is Sid? There he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of hunker down in the bushes and take the aim action.
Okay, who you aiming at? I say you're aiming at
Manchurian?
the
Marchese
guy that looks like
35.
the guy that looks like he might be in charge here.
Actually, better yet, let's take a aim on the Gangster 13 next to Peggy.
Okay.
And that's my action.
All right.
Hooray.
Wow, I can see the little blue dots.
Meow.
Answered.
Yeah, Peggy's. You hear the cat calls start, Peggy, and this guy walks up to you and goes, well, how can I help you tonight, my dear lady?
Oh no, I think I'm here to help you.
Oh my!
Oh, and how is that?
Let's step inside.
Okay, he's just gonna engage you and talk. And this one's like, yeah, Jeters, man, you gonna help her? But, I don't know if we can go inside. And they're just kind of talking, and it's your turn, Peggy. You just start walking towards the door, or what?
Pretty much. They can wait for them to put hands on to stop me.
You get back here by this guy, and he's like, hey, hold up here a second. He's still smiling, though. He's still kind of looking
she's
you up
flashing
and
her
down.
eyes.
She's looking you up and down.
Yeah, that Spanx was the correct choice.
Spandex.
Now, Mike, I have to ask. It is the 80s.
Uh-huh.
Does she have a fanny pack?
At times, I'm sure. I mean, she is a mom.
Right now, she's got on
That's
spandex
snacks.
leg warmers, and she wants to get physical.
Yeah. Yeah, just in case she's got to do some second story stuff.
Giggity.
I really hate that people made it uncool to wear a fanny pack because they're pretty freaking handy.
They've come back in the last
They
few
are.
years.
Depending
I
on the
mean-
situation, I might wear one.
This is the size of my damn phone, right? It's huge. It's freaking, I'm trying to put that in my pocket, and
Bigger.
you can't carry it in a phone clip on your belt because that's not cool either.
I mean,
Which is what I
think you're
used to
old enough,
do.
You could do it.
And
I
now
think
cargo pockets are out too. Like they have a thing about being able to carry your shit.
Yeah.
Nope, no one carries anything anymore.
They don't want you carrying your shit, man. It's a government conspiracy. They don't want you carrying. They don't want you carrying nothing. Okay, Peggy, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna walk towards it, and you get to hear it.
She's going to walk in until someone
he
stops her.
you.
Yeah.
Well, he stops you
All
right
right.
here. So are you gonna do anything?
Okay. Oh, no, she just turns to look at him. Pretty much. Still smiling
Okay.
brightly, flashing her eyes.
Okay.
Still holding their attention as best she can.
You're holding their attention. I'm not gonna continuously
Yeah.
roll on each turn. I mean, it's not in this situation because they
Right,
think they're
right.
all alone with this gal who's walking up here. Anything else? If
Right.
not, you can pass your turn.
Y'all see
that's
what
it for
Brad
now.
said? Y'all see
Yeah.
what Brad said?
Yeah. What, see my spoon? Whoa!
There are a ton of spoon gifts out there. I have no idea why.
Because, well, spoons, of course.
Whatever. This guy holds his position. So these guys are all going to go on hold. Donnie.
I mean, he's gonna stop from trying to talk one of these policemen into joining him for a McRib later, realizing that Puff is taken off and scuffle through the woods here and try to catch up to him.
All right, give me your stealth roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a 6.
You got a +2. Unfortunately, it is. Their notice was 2 5s and a 6.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
What?
Must
I'm
have
all
been
good at it, and then I
think he trips some
there's
face plants.
I think he's got his gun out. He's
some karate moves.
bam.
What the
Say that
hell?
again
You got.
without breaking up.
Yes, you got to say it again. We couldn't hear it. You kind
He's,
of.
he's got his pistol out. He's running to catch up to the guy when he just catches
Boom! Falls face first.
one
Oh
of the
boy.
roots on this tree here and just face plants it into the ground.
At least
And
you're
they're
not
like,
looking
"What was
over
that?"
towards us, Sid.
You guys see the guy on the far right side. His head jerks around real quick. He goes, "What the hell was that?" You gonna do anything now, Donnie?
Can Huff, as a reaction, just kind of like reach down below and just cover Donnie's mouth?
And not without getting seen right here. I mean, he's like all mashed up into the shadows, trying to keep from getting
Shaking my freaking head.
Well, it does look like there is like at least a few feet there, because there's some steps and then this, level, and then a few more steps.
Yeah, so
I
Huff's
had
kind
to jump up on
It's
that.
kind of
yeah.
he rubs his shin, laying in the dirt here.
Peter Griffin style. No wonder it's
Yeah,
so loud.
it's kind of how I'm imagining it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Donnie, you hit the ground. You're like, oh, and you hear this voice go,
Ah,
"What the hell was that?"
ah.
Thinking of it.
All right. So Carlo Marchese. Oh. He tries to grab you. Peggy, give me a agility roll to try to miss him. Actually, it should have been an agility check that he did. Let's see. Let me do that instead. And yeah, he's trying to grab you. Give me an agility check or an agility roll or athletics. Whatever's better for you. They're both the same. Peggy.
Yippers.
You dodge out of the way. You just kind of sidestep him. And
Not so fast, big boy. That costs.
yeah, you see him start to reach into his pocket right here. Is anybody on hold other than the policeman?
Well,
No.
I said I was going to wait for him to move. But I don't know.
You see him reach into his pocket, and it looks like he's reaching for a gun or something. But he used his action to try to grab you. So Bob Davidson shakes his head, and he's like, "Son of a bitch! Can't believe they wanted that guy to come with them." And he comes running.
That's what I was waiting for.
He comes running out. Let's see. Oh, not very far.
He's had a few too many donuts today.
That sounds fantastic right now.
And he hollers, "Police! We've got you surrounded. Everybody drop your weapons right now. Quiet. I want complete quiet. Drop your weapons." And he's going to do an intimidation roll using his... Surely he's got... Are you kidding me? Well, we're gonna let him do
Spirit roll.
streetwise. I think we'll Benny that. Does Bob have his own? Oh, Bob does have his own. Oh yeah. Okay. Carlo Marchese. Well, we'll see what happens when it comes to their turn. So Bob is shouting.
Why does it sound like? Why does it sound like he should be the founder of Chuck E. Cheese?
Carlo Marchese?
Yeah, I don't know why.
And that is the end of round one. So let me paint out the picture. Peggy comes walking up. Hey, boys, guys, you know, and all you guys come sneaking up. The cops are holding. They're waiting on the detective to you know, announce their presence and everything. And then all of a sudden, Donnie fucking face plants. And what's that? And Carlos starts to grab Peggy, and the detective is like,
Tries
shit. And he tries to, and he runs out, police. And we're gonna do an
like water.
immediate check against his persuasion roll. What was it, a 10? Okay, so let's see.
You just
These
did
two guys,
Apparently
incapacitation
he's
roll for some reason.
incapacitated.
huh?
Apparently he
know.
was incapacitated or something.
Somehow you did an incapacitation roll.
What the
Wait, that's
fuck?
not one of the ones that's in this fight.
That's one of the gangsters left over from last time. Right?
No,
Yeah, you're
no,
right.
he's in this fight. He's in the fight.
Oh, I only
Not-
see 1356. So I have
43.
no idea about
Right,
that.
right. I have no idea what they were all on hold. No, that was a policeman. Anyway, so let me do this. Notice roll. Notice roll. Oh, and none of them. Oh, that's against persuasion. It should have been spirit. Spirit.
Hey, kitty.
And none of them beat his 10. And you see all three of them just kind of put their hands up. Hey, we do no, we're nope. And
Law and order every time.
the three cops that are on. You guys are
Hey, kitty
now all. I'm going to unlock the tokens for a second. And we're
All
going
right,
to.
everybody move around wildly.
Woo!
How's this better?
How'd you do that?
Yeah, how did you do that, man?
If you hold down the period or comma keys,
It faces it, huh?
Wait, what?
hold down period.
And
We
do
found it
what?
because somebody hit it to spin your thing.
Well,
Because on the numeric keypad, someone's mouse
Oh,
got caught
I
on
don't
there.
have a keypad, so
You can do it
It's
with
like,
the
what?
regular period too, but that's how it's easy to accidentally do.
that's cool.
Yeah,
So you guys
it's
can
not-
move
it's not
around to
doing
the front porch here. You have subdued 3 of them. And
It's
you're
not doing
able to
anything.
disarm them, and
Oh,
couple
there it goes.
couple of these cops take them, put them in handcuffs, and move them down here.
Can we hear any commotion inside from the fact that we yelled police?
There's music going inside, like 80s dance club music.
Mm.
The Union of the Snake.
I bet.
A snake, huh?
Big Duran
But it's
Duran fans.
love, baby, don't hurt me.
The Union of the
hurt
Snake
me
is on the rise.
no more. Well, I'm not going to move Donnie. He didn't want, but if you guys want to move, you can move up here. So you get up
Piggy,
here.
do you want to not be in the front? I will cover you if you want.
And this should be. Oh, I know why.
Nice. I was hoping for that.
What?
you would just remove the roof and we'd be able to see on the inside.
Yeah, but I should have done this.
But still,
Still the cool with the roof from Boulevard.
Yes. And now,
Y-
if you can see him,
you
you
know,
can see
I
him.
I actually I actually figured out how to do that in Pentagrams before they added the layers and shit. I just did a token.
Nice.
Awesome. So,
Is
there
there
you
like
are.
a window right here?
There is. There's a window right there. There's a
All right,
window
because I
right
was seeing. I
here.
wanted to make sure it
There's
wasn't
a
just a wall.
window.
That was missing.
No, where you're seeing these guys on the inside, you're looking through windows. But there are 2 double doors right there. And because of that, we're not going to. I'm going to take these guys off hold. That's very strange. And I think this is a good
Your
place
request
to
is
leave it
interesting.
for the night. Oh, yeah.
Well, I agree since it's like 8 minutes till.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, shoot. Okay.
Yep. It's a perfect place to leave it. Top of the round.